Like literally, it was interesting that again I saw Rob was here, and then now I have retro. It's another Infinity Stone,
Yeah, Robert is the he's the guy. He's the now it's gonna be like everybody else can be like, all right, got to meet up with Robert. That's what I was
it's
thinking. I was like, all right, when's my turn?
it's the Infinity Stone, I gotta get all of them.
You,
there was a light chance I could have went to NYC in November,
Oh yeah,
but
I
my
guess it.
well, because my friends were like, "You want to go to Anime NYC?" I'm like, "Fuck right, I do." And then I looked at the price for everything, and I went, "Yeah, that's
They
that's
look
not,
at too good.
yeah, that's not gonna happen for not this year. Fuck that noise." Because I would have said if I had went, I was like, "Well, fuck it, I'll ask Robert."
Yeah, of course, yo.
But see, it's money. It's all about the fucking money. Those
because
hotels are
And they would have
expensive
had
as
another
fuck.
Infinity Stone.
yeah, New York NYC is like the main reason I want to go to New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel like
Even though
that's the only reason.
it doesn't look that impressive. I was hoping for
yeah.
it was like the Lego exhibit at the museum in my city, and they had like 12 fucking pieces. I was like, really? Like like I thought it was gonna be the whole thing was gonna be filled with Legos, like cool Lego
Yeah.
art. But
Well, I mean, even New York in general, like again, retro. I don't know how you felt about it, but I know, like for again, it's different because it's kind of we were talking about that. I was like, if someone in Japan was like, "Why do you want to come here? I've been living here for so long,"
mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like
Yeah,
different perspectives.
it's like I like because like I said, like if you're in Europe, New York is like all the movies, all TV shows. There were
Yeah,
just specific places I wanted to see. Some
Yeah,
places were really cool, like walking on Times Square, for example, was amazing. But most of New York, man, it smelled kind of dank and shit. And I have asthma. I have asthma, and New York is like smoggy. Like it was hard for me to breathe there. And then half of it smells like garbage. And you legalize weed, so the other half smells like weed and shit. Like it was a cool experience, but you got to make sure you just do the shit you really want to do,
Yeah, I
so
would
you
have.
don't
I
waste
mean,
your
to
time.
be fair, I probably if I wasn't in New York, I'd be like, dude, I need to go where the Avengers were, yo. Like, you know what I mean?
I want to
So
go to the
like,
top of the Empire State Building, the 9/11 Memorial Grounds, and Times Square, and the Nintendo store. That's
So, yeah, that's one of the things I had written down. I wanted to go somewhere high, to get like a cool view of New York and shit. And I was at like I did some research. I was okay. I'm gonna go up like the Rockefeller Rocket Tower thing, shit. They wanted $40 a pop. I was like, fuck that. I want to do it for free. So I found this place that was kind of free that just wanted like half as high as some shit, but it was totally worth it.
yeah. In Chicago, you only got to pay like $15 to go to the top of the Sears Tower.
well,
really.
same with
Mm-hmm.
Japan. It's only like I remember looking it up. It was also like I think $20 to $40 for the Tokyo Tower, and that's just massive.
That's another
Yeah.
place. That's another place on my list of places to go.
That's just
Oh,
like free
Tokyo,
money for
yeah.
them. I mean, they just pay a tour guide, and you just ride the elevator up, and thanks for your money, and you're in the line for
Yeah,
2 hours to
seriously.
get to the
Yeah,
top.
yeah, seriously.
It's
Yeah.
like a non-stop. Once you're up there, then you hang out there for 5-10 minutes. Like, all right,
Yeah, exactly.
let's go back down.
That
Jeez.
was exciting.
It actually is because they have those glass boxes that hang out over the side of the building that you stand in.
Okay, yeah,
That
that'd be
shit's
dope.
intense,
Yeah, that's
man.
some free. Yeah, that's some freaky shit.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's worth it because it's like, I mean, literally, you look down at your feet, and then I forget the exact distance. It's over 1,000 feet for sure, and there's just the street below you, and you're like, it's like holy shit, like it's crazy, and it's a full 360 degree view all the way around, and it's a little that 9/11 effect because there's an airport not that far away, so I mean, planes aren't. I mean, they're not close, but they're still like a couple 5 miles maybe away flying by, so it's
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie. It was like September 8th or 9th that I left it, and I was like, oh my fucking god, that's like really close to September 11th. Like, do I really want to leave in this period? And
yeah,
shit,
that
in
was
the
something
plane?
you should have thought about because I mean
Hey man, live life on the edge. I don't fuck
you
it.
never know, you never fucking know those fanatics.
Exactly.
So yeah,
It,
so
it, it was it was quite funny when you posted the thumbnail of your video because you said you were trying to like Photoshop something. So I figured, what the fuck's he doing? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't click that. You just would have called on. So when you were over there, it was just I love that video, man. It was so good. So
Yeah, I'm
good.
happy with the way it turned out.
you
It's
didn't buy
hard to
enough
record
though.
on guy though, because you know what it was. It's like I said, I was surprised with how little choice they had. Most of the stuff, you find it everywhere. So I wasn't gonna like spend a lot of the money I had on stuff I could get anywhere. I just wanted to buy some shit there, especially because the train tickets to New York came out of nowhere. Because we had looked them up at the beginning, like, oh, $40 a pop, but we ended paying like $300 or some shit on those fucking tickets.
Damn.
So I was like, you know what? I'll buy what I want at the Nintendo store, and I'll like hold back a little bit.
$300 from what, Boston area?
Rhode Island, I think we left from. Went with the car to Rhode Island, and then I think that's what it was, some shit. And then we took the train. The train ride was like 3-4 hours, something like that. But yeah, we had to go and get back. I think I was only in New York like a day and a half, and it was like planned forward what we wanted to do. But yeah, like on the way back, especially, it was like 140 ahead or some shit, like absolute bullshit. Because it's almost the same distance, a little bit less, to go to Paris for me, and I paid $20 to go to Paris. So it's absurd how expensive that was. There was a woman there who wanted to buy a train ticket, and they were like, "Yeah, that's like 100 something." She was like, "Yeah, I ain't doing that." And she walked out. She took the bus. Like, the bus takes a little bit too long, so I just couldn't do that.
Was American prices too much for your French wallet?
I knew he was
Actually,
gonna say
America
something.
is like fucking cheap. McDonald's, like a simple hamburger, or like cans of Pringles are literally twice as cheap over there. I bought like a fucking 6 cans of Pringles. I'm making a video about that shit.
Well, we have a dollar
That was so
menu at
good.
McDonald's. I don't know if you have a dollar menu. In
No,
France.
we don't have that over here.
What,
Really?
for real?
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
The
I
dollar's
also-
worth more than
to be
ours.
fair, I've seen like fancy looking McDonald's over there in France. So I'm assuming like McDonald's isn't of the same tier.
No, it's this. Trust me, it's exactly the same.
Really?
It's just as nasty there.
It's just the same
McDonald's
quality.
tastes
Good
good though.
I still enjoy.
I haven't had a
I love
McDonald's
McDonald's.
burger probably 15 years.
Damn,
Damn.
really?
I've had the chicken sandwiches and some of their breakfast sandwiches. It's
Oh,
probably
okay.
been close to 10 since I even had the McChicken.
Oh,
But
what? Dude,
the
McChicken
breakfast
is
sandwiches we
great.
get quite often, like a couple times a
That
year.
shit ain't real chicken, man.
No,
I don't fucking care what it is. Tastes good.
Every
Because
time
I get the snack wraps and the fish fillets. That's what I get.
we have a McDonald's in the same parking lot as where I get my groceries, and every fucking Saturday or Sunday morning, a line of 20 plus cars buying either breakfast or lunch at McDonald's. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man?
It's cheap, it's quick, and make your ass sick.
Yeah, I did get sick. I had a McDonald's double cheeseburger.
Didn't you people watch Super Size Me? What the fuck?
One of the
I did it.
one of the last
After
times
that,
I
I was
ate
done.
there.
I was done.
The burger was had like a crust on it. It was like crunchy on and I was like, oh man, didn't feel so good afterwards. I'm like, I'm done with these guys. I don't even actually eat fast food that often, so.
You all need to go to McDowell's. That's where you need to go to.
Actually, it's only in my town. I think there's like 5-6 stores of actual like old school fast food from like the 70s where they have flame broiled, like a conveyor system. They put the patties in one side, gets flame broiled, comes out the other. They make it every burger you order. They make it right then and there. They grill it up. Nothing's pre-warmed, where they throw it in the microwave, and it's fast food. Takes longer. It's technically still fast food, but it still takes like 3, 4, or 5 minutes to get your order.
They didn't always used to be terrible. McDonald's.
No.
You ever seen that movie? The one with the original Batman. What's his name? Michael Caine.
Oh yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Keaton.
yeah, yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Keaton. There was a movie about like the history and whatnot of McDonald's and whatnot, and how that dude just turned it into a conveyor belt,
Mhm.
and it
It's
got way
the
worse.
founder.
Yeah, the founder. That's what it is. Yeah, good movie. But
Yeah, so we still have like a relic of what fast food used to be when it first became popular. They still cook it the same way. They still have a flat top for breakfast and stuff, and it's pretty damn good. It's called Mr. Quick's, and it's not fast. We call it Mr. Slow because it takes 5 to 10 minutes to get your order.
But it doesn't make you sick.
And it's good. I mean, it's pretty damn
And it's
good.
good stuff.
So anyway, I put the link to Retro's video in the old live chat there. Him and Robert, as you guys heard in the beginning, those that were here in the beginning, they met up, didn't tell us, didn't say a word to us, and
it was a secret. Yo.
She sounds like a bitter girl.
But it was a good surprise. It was a pleasant surprise.
You know what I
I'm
wanted to
jealous
keep
as
that
hell,
like.
man.
You know what I wanted to keep that a surprise? Like I went half a year ago to America, and I was in the same area, and I was like, okay, who lives nearby? You know, so I could meet up with somebody, and like nobody could. And I went because everybody lived too far, and now because I went to New York, I was like, okay, I know Robert has been to the Nintendo store because he waited like in line for 24 fucking hours for the Super Nintendo thing and shit. So like maybe he lived close by. I asked him, he's like, yeah, he could meet up and shit. And I didn't want to tell anybody just in case something went wrong and we couldn't meet up. So that's basically why we like left it low key. I came back like Friday, edited the video over the weekend. I had like barely any sleep. I think today I was still off and shit because I had to work the weekend. I was off. I slept for like 12 fucking hours straight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was cool. Glad you, Robert.
I'm sharing it.
He's
right
got
now.
2 down, even though one's not on the podcast anymore. Still,
But I got again another Infinity Stone there, dude.
it's gonna be the next one.
I think he just wants to kill us all. That's what it is.
It's absorbing our.
Put your
Souls.
rank the order of most likely to be Robert's next Infinity Stone, and who's the least likely. I got money on Clocked it being the least likely. Just because
It's pretty embarrassing that me and Robert didn't run into each other, being that we were about 3 hours roughly.
Yeah, well, you know what? Well, with T, I think I have a very high chance of going to Disney one of these years, and I'll probably, and to be
True.
like,
We'll do
T,
our
you
own
want
video.
to stop by?
I say we meet in the ATL, and we get Terrell.
True. I haven't been in Atlanta in a long time.
Have some southern, food because I've never really had true southern food.
You can't handle it. I can already tell.
I'll drive. It's about
Like you ain't gonna be able to.
5-hour drive. For
I'm about to say
5 hour.
He knows about that southern cooking.
Oh,
I
they
don't
ain't in the mess with.
I don't think Drew's gonna be able to handle that.
I don't know if you're ready for that, bro.
That's a whole different experience, bro.
I was in fucking Tennessee once, and I never even got over to. Nashville's not known for the barbecue. It's the second biggest city, which I'm drawing a blank on right now. They're known for like their dry rub barbecue. Anybody else can think of it than other? It's literally the second biggest.
The name of the place
of Tennessee, the second biggest city that's known for their barbecue.
Damn.
I know what you're talking about.
I have an idea.
I don't know why I think it has an H in it, but let's look. Fucking geography.
I'd have to get something that whatever.
Damn it! I just had it too. I just fucking had it.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I'm not good with spicy stuff, so that's the only thing. I'm a little bitch when it comes to spicy stuff.
Yeah,
Oh my
me too.
god.
Like I think
it could be mild. It could be mild, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm the same way. Like my parents eat like hot shit all of their lives, and I take like a drop and I die.
yeah.
I can eat sriracha, but jalapenos really mess me up.
Out of jalapeno.
Memphis, that's fucking.
Oh,
Memphis. God
Jesus.
dang.
Damn.
Well, there's an H in it.
I knew there was an H. But yeah, I think I don't know. I've never been to Florida either. I've always wanted to like smell the ocean because Lake Michigan over here is like it's the same visual as an ocean, I mean, you can't see across.
Daytona Beach, let's do it.
But
Or maybe when Super Nintendo World, when Super Nintendo World comes to Universal, we go to Universal.
Well, there's no
I don't know if
ocean
I want to
in
wait. I think we should
Kissimmee.
try to do something next year.
Yeah, but that's a wild.
No, I
That's
know.
right in the middle of that's right in the middle of the state. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I definitely want to say it. At least been in the ocean once in my life.
Yeah.
It's not that far though. You're talking about an hour drive.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the Keys, like Key West. And...
Oh, the Keys. That's a little deeper.
Yeah, it is. All right, so something I forgot to bring up last week. 2 podcasts ago, there was a Switch update in the middle of the podcast or near the end.
It
And
sounded
one
like
of
you said Tupac. I was like, what?
Yeah, me too.
Tupac
I was
ago,
like,
yeah,
Represent
two podcasts.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
All
Done.
right, Pac.
That feature of friend invites added to the Switch under you go to your, I think you go to the upper left under your name, and there's like a section for game invites, and we were pretty excited because oh shit, they're doing it, and then you go on, it's like no game invites, and it's like oh shit, this isn't the only this is a place you go if someone gives you a game, sends you a game invite, you miss it, and you need to go to a place where you can like accept it. And then find out that games have to patch in the ability to send an invite, which no game has done yet. You think Nintendo would have had a few of their games like ready for this feature? so now there's just
why does that need to run through the games?
because they don't. You can't just like the Switch doesn't have like a pop-up menu where you have to actually get out of the game. Like home menu, like the game, certain games boot you out of the online. Like it should have a overlay that goes over your game.
This is what happens when you retroactively patch.
That brings your friends list up and you can send invites. But no game currently has the invite system.
Right.
So the OS just has a way to see invites that there's no way for anyone to send
They did
invites
this
yet.
shit backwards essentially.
They
They
should
should have had the system in first, and then the games, and then as they made the games, it would fit into the system. Now they have to retroactively patch the games to fit in with the new system update.
And then it's probably no standard like with Rocket League, they added the cross-platform lobby system. So if you are in the main menu, hit the right trigger, and then you can see your friends from the same system, and then you hit it again, or I don't know if you use the D-pad or whatever. You go to the next tab, and then it's your cross-platforms friends. Click on it. You can either invite or mute or unfriend or whatever, and then the invite pops up on the lower right of their screen. And then if they miss that, then they just pause the game, hit the right trigger, and they bring up that menu that doesn't close the game or anything. And that's all. That's what they needed to do. They needed to implement an overlay that comes over the game instead of getting out of the game. And I can't think of the specific game. I know there's one particular, might be Splatoon 2, where if you go to the home menu, it boots you out of the fucking game if it's more than like 5 seconds. If you spend any amount of time.
Splatoon and Smash will both do that if you're online.
Yeah, some games, I mean, you can have a longer period before it boots you, but so someone sends you an invite, and so then you have to go to the home menu, which closes out the game, which means you can't accept it. I'm guessing the actual way to accept it is only through that menu, and then you have to go up to the upper left, click on your profile, and then go down. It's just we were kind of excited by the thought of it when it first got announced, but now that we're seeing how they're thinking of implementing it, and it's just
actually we don't see that's the problem.
Yeah, and then there's no game that has. I don't know why Smash didn't have it with its update. Like they should have had a game ready.
It was another one of those things that wasn't really planned out. You could tell.
It's a half measure, another Nintendo half measure.
Because we were like, oh shit, maybe
it's more like the concept's cool, but the implication is bad.
Because I thought, oh shit, maybe messaging's going to be added too if they did this, and then no.
We checked that block. Moving on.
Yeah, people said they wanted invites, so we added a way for them to see their invites.
The problem is that we still don't have
a way to add invites, but now you can see them.
They would have to retroactively patch every game.
Yeah, it's
I didn't even know you could do it that bare minimally. Nintendo will find a way to do the bare.
Yeah, that's impressive how bare minimally they actually made that quote unquote feature. So that's just like.
You mean depressing? I would call that impressive.
No, it's impressive to the level of ineptness or whatever.
Ineptness. You're close.
Ineptness.
Oh, I thought you were saying ineptitude. Okay.
Either way, it's just it's impressive how badly they fail at this shit. It's just I don't know. It's like I don't even think you could purposely try to mess up this bad as a joke. No one would even think to make a joke, you know how we get these fake leaks of updates and features and stuff. If someone was doing a spoof one, no one would even thought that low to just add that little feature. Like,
It's like they're trolling us.
yeah, and I guess the home button now lights up. I didn't notice when I played.
Because they had the alarm feature.
Well,
You can
that was a bit as useless as when that's one thing we complained about on the Wii U when we had messages and stuff. You know, they didn't pop up on the screen. You just
Yeah.
had the little
It would
blue light
flash.
flash.
Yeah,
And
So now you get
because
the
it was-
flash now.
Yeah, you know, because it was on your lap, you never
never
looked at
saw
it
it.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
and it just blows me away that.
It's like the blue light on the Wii. You know, it would only. I remember it being.
Oh yeah,
It was a
when
weird
the-
thing to be excited to have that. Like I wanted
Oh,
that.
I
light.
love that though.
I think
If
that-
He
it's
turned
like-
it on. But yeah, but it's like it only does it during a message, and then if you click turn
Yeah.
your Wii, it's over, it's gone. It's
Mhm.
like it sucks. I like that light. It just
Yeah.
looks cool.
So
we believe in the bright lights. Tomorrow's gonna be interesting.
for what?
Really? Come on,
The,
you got
the state of play.
Oh,
yo.
yeah,
State of
Sony.
play, dog.
No, that's not even the only
Exclusive.
thing. Inside Xbox is also next.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Really?
inside
Yeah.
Xbox has been going on for months. No
Well,
talk.
Sony's they've been really all in with Last of Us Part 2 in their promotion for this. So
There's also a rumor we're gonna get a new Batman game. That's the other.
No, but I don't know. I think people are just the only rumor because of that is because they had Warner Brothers put like something out, and then people are saying, "Oh, maybe it's on the state of play." It's like, well,
well, this
that's
will.
really,
Well, it could end up at Inside Xbox. It could be. either
no
one.
way.
I
Dude,
find
when
it.
when has Inside Xbox ever got an announcement though? I don't.
No, they have announcements.
There's a first time for everything.
They also have announcements. They're just not good announcements.
Just not
Well,
what you
is
care
this
about.
the third state of play? The third official?
Yeah, I
Uh,
think it's third.
And this is
Wait,
this.
The first one was VR centric. The second one was kind of middle of the road.
It had
Dude,
like
I don't even remember
Crash.
the second one. Oh shit.
One of them had the Crash racing. You know.
That was the last one.
So
they want people talking about
That one
it,
also
they
had
do
the
directs.
medieval. That also had the medieval remake, which we haven't seen anything of
Mhm.
literally since that state of play.
But I mean,
They-
I was just gonna say, like, we haven't really seen much on. It's been over a year and a half since they had Last of Us at E3. I can't remember if they showed it after that. I mean, this is gonna be a big game, whether you like the original or not. This is definitely a big title for Sony, and the fact that they're actually have a big title for one of their state of plays. I mean, that's gonna be new for them.
Yeah, the rumor supposedly is that they're going to announce the release date tomorrow,
Yeah.
and the rumor release date is February of next year.
I don't think.
I'm
so.
gonna guess June because the first
It
game
shouldn't drop this year, that's for sure.
the first game launched in June. I'm gonna say June 2020.
I don't know. It just seems weird.
That seems weird to announce it. for
Well,
June.
especially, and you know what else is kind of the parody is just kind of crazy with this is when the first one came out, it launched in like May or June of 2013, and that same year as the PS4 came out. So now they're gonna release the part 2 probably the
Right at
same
the
year
end
the
of the-
PS5 is gonna come out.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that. That's true.
They're gonna
So,
do the same thing. The PS5 Part 2 remaster.
but
But this time it won't be skewed by no backwards compatibility like it was.
yeah.
last
So
time.
so the interesting thing's gonna be, and then we got a year plus to find out. Is it just going to be straight backwards compatibility with PS4 games, or is there going to be some kind of enhancements inherently that happen with the PS5 version? Or
I think
I'm
there was
guessing
supposed to be
enhancements.
some- Yeah, there are some enhancements I heard.
Yeah.
I think they saw that demo of Spider-Man PS4 running on it, and like a load time. is
yeah, you
really-
should get the loading time should be better. So, I mean, part of me would like say I would suggest just waiting if you're thinking of getting a PS5 early in its life. You know, you might as well wait
That ain't gonna happen for me. Sorry.
to buy The Last of Us Part 2 on the PS5. But
That's the problem. I don't know. I want that game, but it's like
I mean,
don't
what
know.
they showed, whether that's actually how much of it was you can actually control, and what was just scripted and animation based, where you're not actually doing some of that stuff. But you know, I thought that about the first Last of Us. Like, there's no way you're going to do that in the game. And pretty much what they showed, you know, it wasn't as polished. You know, you ran into a lot of quirks and terrible AI and shit. But for the general
And then cinematic angles. You
The
can't
part
really
of
do
it
that.
they showed the violence of encountering other humans and hitting with the shotgun, like it pretty much they captured that with the final game. So I mean, I guess they got a fairly good track record with not showing. Naughty Dog doesn't really show you stuff, and then it's completely different from what's in the actual game. But they're also known for a lot of cinematic stuff where you're not doing a whole lot, like Nathan Drake getting dragged behind stuff in Uncharted 4, where really isn't a lot of gameplay in those sequences, but it's still visually impressive to show in a demo. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I know T and I aren't on the same opinion. Like, I thought The Last of Us was great when you were fighting like the clickers and the quote unquote, the zombie like creatures, and then it kind of fell apart with the human. The AI was really stupid. You could stealth kill somebody right next to another one, and they wouldn't even notice you. You could just take them out, and it's just stuff that pulled you out of the game, and then some frustrating, just like a lot of those games where the enemy AI could shoot you from like anywhere and kill you. Even
that's typical Naughty Dog. That is that type of AI. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I could do. I think for one thing, for me, the story didn't compel me as much as it did you and probably a lot of other people who like the game. And I just found the gameplay a little bit repetitive. So
yeah, I was thinking June. I think that I don't know the exact. I want to say it was June 2013. I didn't get it right away because a guy at work we made a deal. He was going to buy it and play it, and then I was going to give him $40 for it when he was done, and then I would own it, and he would basically rent it for $20. It took him like 2 months to finish it, and then I got it. I want to say in August probably, and we had Wind Waker HD coming out in September or October, whenever that came out. Had Pikmin 3. And Grand Theft Auto 5, my buddy talked me into buying. So I kind of rushed through it a little bit, but I didn't. It wasn't like in a weekend or anything. Probably spent 3 weeks before I finished it. So, but I was, I had other things going on too, so I wasn't. I could see it being repetitive to like a reviewer, especially if I had to like play from beginning to end. There's no way I could do it in one, in a short time span. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the second one, and it'll probably be the last PS4 game I'll buy. I don't really see anything else on the horizon for me, and so I'll be actually tuning
Horizon.
in.
Oh, you're fucking terrible.
They are
said
making
they're working on a sequel, aren't they?
Yeah,
But
it's for the
that's how
PS5.
it's gonna be a PS5, isn't it?
That's not surprising though.
Sequel to
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah.
And Ghost of Tsushima has gone quiet as well, so that's probably moved.
Yeah, that might be. I think all those are going to be PS4, PS5.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if all those are crossed.
Get your voice acting game up. Hint, hint.
Oh shit.
Who?
Horizon.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and the
knew-
facial animation.
Facial animations and shit.
couldn't. I guess because there's been a bunch of rumors of the PS5 as of lately. Although most people are saying we're not going to see anything tomorrow anyway about it.
no
I
way.
wouldn't. Yeah.
No
But
way.
the current rumor is supposedly there's going to be two versions. There's going to be like a normal version and then a pro version.
At launch.
Yeah, at
That's a
launch.
bad idea. I think that's a bad idea.
It,
I don't see the point. It doesn't really work for games.
it is, isn't it?
No.
I'm
Go ahead.
like torn because it's like if they're gonna do it, it would be smarter for them to wait 2 years and just get a bunch of people to double dip. But at the same time, it's like, hey, from the start, you got this version, you got this version, whatever version if you want performance and whatever the benefits are, what we'll have to find out. Here's what if you want it, this is the one you get. You don't have to worry about buying the base model and then 2 years later, oh, here's this better version. But at the same time, I think it might hurt it overall.
You know what the big factor is going to be in that? How much the PS5 is and how much the Pro is, like how much the difference in price is between the two.
Yeah, is it is it going to be as big of a leap as the PS4 Pro? Because the games are still the same and it's mostly just resolution. But it was still a pretty significant leap in overall power. So it's like it wasn't quite a generational leap, but it was, it was pretty
good
significant.
Yeah.
But is that going to be like, okay, are you going to get anything? You're already going to get the fast. I'm guessing the fast loading times are going to be on both. I would think for them to hype that up and then be, oh, well, that's only in the pro version. That would be that'd be stupid. But we'll have to see. I mean, I don't know.
A little bit sleazy.
I don't find it smart because I think they're trying to take like what the phone approach is. You know how like with Samsung and Apple, every time they release a new phone, it's always the base version. Then there's a larger version with like that might be either slightly more powerful or has like a bigger screen or some extra features and shit. Like for phones, that kind of works because because of how phones are handled.
Financing. That's one reason.
But like game consoles is like you can look at a phone as a necessity. You can't look at a game console as a necessity. So like investing like a high amount of money in a fucking hobby for the casual consumer is gonna come off kind of like ridiculous to them.
Well, one thing they got to do.
What?
Somehow the Xbox One manages this, even though it trying to be a Windows 10 PC. When the power goes out at my house, my Xbox One don't give a shit. I turn it on and it just boots up. My PS4 acts like the fucking system failed.
Yeah,
got to check for corrupt data, and Clocked got screwed. His hard drive got fucking corrupt, and you can't leave the system in standby. You have I learned that the hard way. I didn't lose my data or anything, but every time I booted up, because we had some stormy kind of end of summer, and I lost power like 3 times, and I was like, well, I already knew at that point. I just turned the PS4 off when I'm done with it, and I actually haven't turned it on since I got my TV just to see what HDR was all about. So that was like June last time I turned it on. But the Xbox don't care. The Switch obviously don't care. It just thinks you're in portable mode now.
It's the funniest shit when my shit went off, when my power went off the first time I had the Switch, and the Switch is acting like, oh, you're playing me in portable mode, and I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing I actually meant to bring up a while ago. I don't think I ever did. Like, it would be like, it's like buying a generator and battery backup and shit. Like, if you never need it, if you never use it, never need it, then, it's kind of a waste of money. But if they could find a way to put some kind of battery system in these consoles that give you at least a couple minutes to like power down properly and shit, or Sony just has to make their operating system so it doesn't act like a fool if the power gets cut off. But I don't know what it would cost or what type of battery they'd have to like be able to run the system for a few minutes to let you like exit out properly.
1 minute.
Something. And I think that would kind of be you might never need it. You might only need it a couple times in the life of the console, but still.
It's a little nice thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
It'd be a nice addition. I guess my main thing is that yesterday I was talking about it on one of my videos, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, Sony's just gonna run away with this next generation anyway. And it kind of got into the conversation of that's not necessarily true.
Why is that?
Because you know why? It's because it's the misconception of how Sony won this generation. I think people think that Sony won this generation because they were just so much better, and people don't realize half the reason why they won this generation was due to Nintendo and Microsoft fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nintendo's been on their shit, especially this year, and at least starting next year, they have a good start with Animal Crossing and everything.
Well, just think of.
Imagine if the Switch came out the same time as a PS4. You think PS4 would be where it is as far as sales? No.
Hell no.
And just think of all these, because Switch is very popular in Japan. It's overtaken the PS4, I believe.
It already
now you're going to try to sell them this super powerful PS5 when they've gotten accustomed to having a portable hybrid system, and they've had a portable only version for a while. And it's just, I think it's going to be a tougher road unless, if they've played their cards right and have in the first year and a half, they have, maybe the next God of War and Horizon 2 and some bigger games out. But still, I think, especially in Japan, I think the Switch has changed the landscape forever for those gamers.
And I don't want to. I do this a lot, but to give Microsoft credit for a little bit, at the very least, we know that we're getting a Halo at launch. Now, granted, Halo I know doesn't have the same
pull
respect that it did. Pull actually is a better term.
It could if it's a really good game.
But yeah, that's what I'm.
And if it's not day and date on Steam or PC, then it could have an impact.
That could be a strong launch, and if this promise, quote unquote, of all these studios they got actually coming out with games within maybe the first year or so, that could lead into some fucking problems. So I think a lot of, not gonna say fanboys, but a lot of Sony fans are misunderstand that like Sony's gonna have to actually at the very least gonna have to kind of work for this shit. Like they're not gonna just run away with the generation this time.
No, and I don't think. I really don't think like what Microsoft's doing with Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate, like that isn't going to help them sell the next Xbox, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think that's like I said from the beginning, they know their games aren't selling. If they had a thought that Gears 5 was going to sell 10 million physical copies, it wouldn't be day and date on Game Pass. I don't give a shit what you say. If they thought they could get 10 million sales for that game, they wouldn't put it on Game Pass. They only started doing that because their games weren't selling, and they try and find a new way, just like Nintendo did with Amiibo, trying to find another way to get some money, get some revenue for a failing system. And it's
Game Pass
They were getting
reached
average
like
to mediocre
desperation from the start.
yeah, I mean, but it's like I said. Even at the normal price, it's a decent rental service. I didn't think there's enough selection for you to keep it for very long, but it does change from here and there. But the introductory price is obviously to get people put your credit card info in. Oh, you forgot it's going to be automatic renewal.
Once you do it, it's automatic, baby.
They're hoping people forget at least for a couple months and they pay the full price. And that's what they're hoping for. So if I would recommend anybody, just go to the Best Buy or wherever, buy a Microsoft Store card, like a $20, $5, $10, whatever they come in. Do not put your credit card info in there if you're going to do that. But I don't think that's setting them up to like have great sales next generation.
No, actually, because it's become an issue with Gears 5 where a lot of people don't know. The Gears 5, I think it has some of the weirdest headlines I've seen.
Yeah, now they're reporting just the individual new logins.
Well, yeah, it's like apparently Gears 5 has had like the best, but also the worst launch of like Gears. Like they had 3 million active users, but like we know a lot of that was Game Pass, so the game probably still didn't sell. The game sold less than 3 million copies.
Well, the game itself is said on the first week in the UK sold like. Gears 3 sold like it was like 300,000. This one sold like 13,000. Some super low number. It was like,
I mean, I'm gonna download it tonight. Guess how much I paid for it?
$1.
And see, that's the problem. It's like I get it. It's really it's very pro consumer, but it doesn't help you.
You can't sustain that. I don't know how you can sustain that as a company.
This is
spending millions of dollars on these budgets making games.
I'd say the introductory price is pro-consumer, but I just think having a rental service to me is neither anti or pro. It's just a service.
I guess to me it doesn't mean anything if the games aren't good. So like
if you don't, or if it's a bunch of games you already own, like me, I'm like, well, I don't need that stuff. I already got.
Well, yeah, and to be fair, the Xbox's game lineup, minus maybe like Ori and Cuphead, and hell, I'll give Gears credit. Ori, Cuphead, and Gears. Other
and
than
Forza
that,
7, I mean Forza Horizon 4 is actually, if you got Game Pass, I would highly recommend downloading that. That's a fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna download that too.
But some of their most hyped games or most promoted games early on this generation, like Crackdown, State of Decay, and Sea of Thieves, all turn out to be pretty fucking either terrible or mediocre ass games.
Well,
and they're all.
But let me just tell you why I even have that, because I have the $2 for 2 months of Game Pass. And why do you think I did that? Think because I wanted that value? I wanted to play those games? No, I downloaded it simply because my kids wanted to wanted me to play Roblox with them. I have it on my Xbox One, and for some stupid reason, I can't just play it online because it's a free online game. You play online, but I can't do it on my Xbox unless I have Live. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. So I only did it because it was only $2, and you get Game Pass for. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it. You know, but when that 2 months is up, I'm not renewing it. Like, I don't care.
Oh yeah, because the Ultimate has the Live built in.
Right, like so it's like, why even? That's the only reason I did it, because my kids want to play Roblox. That's why I had Game Pass, ladies and gentlemen, because my kids wanted me to play Roblox with them. That's pretty sad.
But here's the thing too, this Ultimate is like, oh, for $15 a month you get Game Pass and you get Xbox Live. Xbox Live is $60 a year. That's $5 a month. Game Pass is $10 a month. All they did was combine the price into a monthly fee. It's no discount. It's like, it's not like usually when you pay month.
It's a way of making it sound like a deal when it's not actually a deal.
It's like $15. So I'm paying $15 for Netflix. I'm paying $15 for I don't know. I don't have Hulu, but let's say somebody has Hulu, or they want to get the Disney Plus. They want to get Apple TV Plus, and now you want me to pay to play games.
The Ubisoft one.
Monthly.
Ubisoft, don't forget Ubisoft.
What about Google Stadia, guys?
And Google, it's like, are you
sold
kidding
out
me?
now?
Like,
what, the 3 copies?
I just, and I'm not one of those that goes back and replays a lot of my old games, and I'm not as stickler about having physical copy of games and stuff, but like, I still, when I want a game and I really want a game, like, I wanna have that game. Like, at least I've been rethinking some of my digital purchase for the Switch and stuff, because I feel like they're gonna be stuck there and they're not gonna transfer over to the next system. But like, for like Doom Eternal, I want to own that game. I don't want to just have it when I have Game Pass, when I'm paying for this monthly service, as Bethesda does it. Like, I want to have that game at any time I want to play it. I just want to buy it and just have it. And so if a game's in that category for me, then it doesn't even matter if it's on Game Pass, because I want, like, my top tier games, I'm not just going to play through a service, and then when I don't have the service anymore, that one time I do want to play it, oh shit, I don't have that game. All that progress I put in is just in something, even less than owning a digital copy. And I
guess my main issue is that essentially what they're doing is trying to build goodwill, and then they're just going to burn the consumer base with it later, because eventually one or two things is going to happen. You're going to have to either upcharge on the price, and it's going to be
they're going to have to raise the price.
Yeah, it's going to be like it's going to be a steep increase. Like, it's not going to be like $1.
It's going to be like 10 or more.
Yeah, $10 or more to maintain a similar service, or you just kill the service entirely. So you don't win either way.
Because why would you, if you're like one of those, I would say I hate to stereotype the Xbox fan base, but
I wouldn't.
You're those type of gamers. You're not getting NBA 2K20 on Game Pass day and date. You might get it next year. You're not getting fucking, like I always point, Mortal Kombat 11, your Madden, your fucking Call of Duties. You're not getting those, so Game Pass is just, you're paying for that, plus you're gonna still have to buy all the annual games that they buy, and it's just like, it's just, you're spending more money.
And I hate to say, because it seems like we're kind of ragging on Game Pass. That's not. I don't think that's the case. We're trying to make the point that there's a ceiling for Game Pass. Like, there's the hardcore of the hardcore Xbox fan, would definitely get this, and I understand why they would. But for most people, it's not going to work. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, because we were talking about how this is going to be good for their PR and good for consumer and get them to get into the ecosystem and whatnot. I think there's a ceiling on that, because, like I said, I don't think the average person is gonna want to add another monthly service or yearly or whatever service to everything that's already eaten away at their debit cards. With the movies, it makes sense. Like, movies make sense to have these like streaming services for me, because it's like, oh, you just watch it and you're done with it. It's not like you have to own it. It's a viewing situation. But like you said, sometimes you just want to pull out a game and just play it without anything. and not having to worry about your service being running and just being able to play that game. And so I just think there is a ceiling for this, and I don't think it's going to do for them what they want it to do or what they think it's going to do.
Yeah, we're
because
all basing it on the concept of will this help sell the next Xbox?
right,
too?
that's what we're trying to base it on. Yeah,
And I honestly don't think this adds any value to the next Xbox because I mean, it's already on PC and it's just eventually.
especially for the next Xbox, because it's like, all right, so you bought your Xbox to play old games, you bought your new generation console to play old games. Nobody does that. Yeah, it's a nice
man,
incentive.
listen, what about all those PS3 360 remasters we got for the PS4 when it launched? All right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And I imagine that shit's gonna happen again too.
I just don't believe that. They spend a lot of money buying these damn companies. They're gonna continue to just give you these games from these companies that they spend all this money on.
What was Ninja Theory's?
To make these games?
What's Ninja
I just
Theory's
don't
new
see it.
game? They bought
yeah,
Ninja
Ninja
Theory.
Theory.
They had that game must have already been pretty far along.
Oh, you're talking about that multiplayer game?
Yeah, they like
Yeah.
kind of
Oh well,
anime looking.
Yeah, Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge, yeah.
Bleeding Edge.
You bought the studio and it's like, is somebody gonna pay for Game Pass just for that game? Are you gonna get a bunch of new people, or are you just gonna get people who already had it that say I might check this game out? Like, I don't know.
Unless we believe in the idea that Xbox next generation is more so like they only care about their brand being known and not necessarily their box selling.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean that's kind of been the idea a lot of us have gotten just through these last 2 years or so of Xbox. Like they seem to be more concerned about the brand than they are about the box. Hence,
Yeah, because now they're reporting just the money earned from services and stuff. They don't even report sales anymore.
And again, business wise, because I do care about that side. I read about that stuff. Netflix hasn't made a dime since like 2013.
Yeah.
Like they're not making money. Disney Plus, they don't expect to make money till like 2024 or something, 25. It's gonna take it's gonna take people subscribing.
It's an investment.
It's an investment, right? So I just don't see how it's sustainable, especially for a company that kind of locked down the Xbox division this generation because they were losing too much money.
It doesn't only get you money if you got a bunch of people buying the system to pay for Game Pass on. Like they're not going to have Game Pass without a system to play it on. So
right.
Well, don't they have the PC version of?
Well, but the PC version is limited though. It's not as good as what you would get.
They're making it have its own kind of library, so it's more more work,
more PC centric.
Yeah, but still, I guess you could say, well, the people just keep their Xbox Ones and keep the service on there. But
I'm also pretty sure
X is
that
a pretty powerful console there.
I'm also pretty sure that it's not out of the kindness of Microsoft's heart that they're putting all that shit on the Switch right now.
Yeah, they want to make money.
That's another ad revenue.
That's an investment, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of profit.
I'm glad you brought that up because the Ori and the Blind Forest demo was released a couple days ago for the Switch, and starts off in Microsoft Studio logo right at the beginning. And for some crazy reason, I don't know if it's just the demo, it's like super, you could tell it's just like a video file and it's like super compressed and low quality. Just the Microsoft Studio logo. I was like, I wonder if that's on purpose or accident. It's like, it just looks like a buffering, low quality YouTube video just for that logo. It's weird. The rest of the game plays so fucking good on the Switch.
Yeah, it's locked. It's a locked 60 from what I saw.
I played it on PC and I meant to boot it up beforehand. I feel like Ori's like way smaller. The character compared to the environment in this, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played the actual.
Ori's pretty small.
Let me look. I gotta look up some footage.
I played it on Xbox probably a couple months ago.
It's another
the
one
character
of those
is small.
It's another one of those situations where I would not be surprised. There's apparently been rumors that they're going to pour Alan Wake the Switch, which
I saw it.
I don't know why of all the games you would port would be that one.
It's a 360 game. It's easy. It's an easy port.
Yes, but Alan Wake was not the title where people were like, "Yo."
People get excited. I mean, I like Alan
Banjo-Kazooie,
Wake.
bro. Bring Banjo-Kazooie.
I like Alan Wake a lot, but you're not
It's
wrong
not-
in not
like,
being exciting.
It's not like people would be more excited like for a rare replay or some shit. Like,
Right.
Rare
That
That's
was
not the game that's like, oh, Nintendo fans here, Alan Wake. What?
yeah, people be like, "Oh, all right, that's
Yeah, like, isn't that weird that they're like, oh, we finally got you Banjo and Smash. Here's Alan Wake. What?
I'd rather take nuts and bolts and shit. Like,
Yeah,
all
definitely.
right, don't lie,
all right, maybe I'm going too far with that.
So,
Okay.
Nah, I would.
What about Viva Pinata, shit like that? That would be cool.
Oh,
Well,
I
yeah,
think Viva Pinata.
Yeah,
It was
I've
a
never
Yeah,
great
played
game.
Viva
it.
Pinata would be dope.
But like, it just goes back to the idea that I think Microsoft is more concerned about their name being out there than they are their console, which is still weird because, like you said, why even make a like? How are you going to sell the box? Why even make a box if that's the case?
I mean,
At this point, for me, honestly, and this is the first time ever that next generation, if the games are on PC, I'm just not picking up an Xbox. It's just not going to happen.
all in this generation, to be fair.
Yeah, well, no, well, yeah, I mean, but like, I mean, like for next one, obviously, like if they
I'm not picking
continue,
up
Yeah,
anything.
I got you. It's one of those things where like, since we know Nintendo won't do anything with the Switch release, I want to say another 2 years, I would guess. PlayStation 5 is not a day one purchase. That one's I'm gonna have to just watch. to
that one,
see.
I mean, very likely for me, I would probably buy that.
I'm not gonna get that day one though, especially if it's the backwards compatibility will make me get it quicker, just so I can just kind of move my PS4 library over. But like, I'm still gonna watch them to make sure, because like, if an Xbox right now is just kind of like, why bother?
To me, it's like they better have some fucking games on PS5 because there's been
That's what
none
I'm
on
saying. That's
PS4.
what's gonna have to move
There's
that
been
PS5.
none on PS4, so I feel like there's got to be some, like these last couple years. Honestly, I feel like it's been very slow on the PS4.
It's like the first couple of years.
People, it's one of those things. Think about it. What were like the standout games from 2014 to like 2016?
That's exactly what
Well,
I'm
for
saying.
me, I loved Infamous. I was in the minority where I fucking loved Infamous.
That's one.
Well, that's
I
fine. I
love-
mean, Infamous is one of those games that
Um,
you're either a fan or not.
Most of Sony's heavy hitting titles were like multi-plats that did really well.
Shadowfall.
Oh,
No,
What was that?
Guy Knack.
What's that shooter game?
Dak is already
Killzone Shadowfall. Yo.
and
Well,
I'm just gonna,
the first real big one was probably Bloodborne, and that's
Bloodborne
definitely-
was like,
Yeah.
Bloodborne was the first one. Yeah.
That was 2014, I believe.
yeah, and then see, because I was sitting there trying to remember what games were really
That
popular
was
on the
third
PS.
party, yo.
And Uncharted got delayed for a few years. That got put to 2016. I
2016.
think it was
Nah,
20.
that was 2015.
2015.
Was
It was like May 20 something.
See, and like that's my thing. Like people,
Shit, I don't even remember.
I don't remember. Was it T who said that like the
Yeah, it's 2016.
the
2016.
PS3 generation
Yeah,
was because of the PS4 generation?
not to change the subject, I'm trying to play.
What was it?
You said you said I remember you saying something along the lines that the PS3 has a better library than the PlayStation 4.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, I know some people may not feel that way, but I thought the PS3 had the stronger library, the library that says, "Hey, this is your console. Buy this
Yeah.
console."
Not my library of PS3 games.
Well, me neither. But my library
Oh,
had
of
five.
games consists of
PS3 games too,
PS2
also.
remasters.
I had 5 PS3 games. I think I still have them all, but I had The Last of Us. I had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Metal Gear Solid 4, 2 MotorStorm games, and that was it.
Well, I think the big thing is
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
people
Go ahead.
last year, God of War and Spider-Man, and not to shut those down at all because they are great games, but that's still only 2 games that I could really like call and recall.
That's like 2 bangers in like
it's 2 bangers
a
in
5-year span.
Yeah.
Well, Uncharted 4 was pretty good. I think it's the best.
No, Uncharted 4. What am I
2016
saying?
though.
Yeah,
That's
but we're saying
2016.
in the library, the overall library.
Overall, yeah,
But
no,
I mean,
no.
isn't that something though? Like the first 2 years of the console was pretty meh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then the last 2 are kind of doing the same thing, except for what was it? 2018? So that you have to count that. But 20, but 20,
God of War and Spider-Man, but I just feel like
2019 and 2020 are going to be like
2019,
2
the only two-
games.
The only 2 games you got 2019 is, well, I guess because Days Gone is pretty much a we throw that.
That was a
away.
dud.
That was
Right
a
there. That was a
throwaway.
dud.
So
Nobody
that
talked about that
way-
game.
And then we only got Death Stranding and the Medieval remake, which is just another remake. So it's hard to count that one.
I don't
Death
even, okay.
Stranding is just going to be.
Death Stranding, we don't even. Well, like, what is Death Stranding still? We don't.
Uh,
Even,
I'm like, that's my thing.
But
Like,
it's
people-
still a
we
big
have to wait
game.
till
It's
it comes out.
it's a big
it
game. at the
is
end
a
of the
big
day.
game, which is why I count it. But still, that's only like one game for 2019. That's like
It's
worth it.
fine.
That was part of the reason why I was watching Baron's video, and he mentioned to me, he's like, "Oh well, the Game Awards this year, it's gonna be ridiculous if like not the majority of Nintendo's titles are running most of these categories.
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Because if they fucking
You know
if they-
that. You
Go ahead.
know, fucking Death Stranding is going to be nominated for Game of the Year, probably win just because Jeff Keighley.
And that's not gonna look like
Really, yo.
that's not gonna look bad on him. Does he even care? Does he not care that that's first of all, it's his boyfriend's game.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, he's in it. Like that. I mean, to nominate that game,
Conflict of interest, yo.
you'd almost have to like recuse yourself.
Well, he has a
as
panel like 50
the host.
nothing.
people.
It's gonna be one of those things where if it doesn't win Game of the Year, it'll win Best Scenario.
But those people,
It'll win one of those two.
those people aren't gonna like cater to his interests in the slightest.
Because
being that
Reggie
he's
used
the
to
one
be
putting
on
on
there.
the show.
I wonder if Reggie will still be part of that group.
I think he is.
He actually might, because he said I remember in the tweet, he's like, "Hey, can I come back this year?" Like Joe,
Yeah,
maybe he's actually still working with them. Who knows?
we'll see. I mean, he's still like respected in the gaming community, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me. But all I'm just saying, like,
Hey,
I just
remember
want-
Doug Bowser?
Oh no!
just to real quick kind of reiterate the PlayStation 4 point. Like, I'm just saying, like, when we move in the next gen, you can't. They can't be acting like, oh, we pretty much. I don't want them to do what they did at the beginning of the PS3 generation, where they thought they were so high on Cloud 9 that they thought they could get away with murder.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put out that fucking console that was $600, and then they were surprised people didn't buy it. Like, I don't want it to be one of those situations.
I think the Pro version is going to be $500 or $600 for sure.
And so you think the base version is gonna be what, 400?
I think I'm going to stay at 400. I mean, it's not so hard if you work at any level in corporate world. Oh, well, with the PS4 was a huge success. We unveiled it in February or whatever, and then we had it at E3, and then we nothing but success. And they're gonna do that exact shit.
Yeah.
They know that $400 price point. That's probably why there's two versions, so they can have a $400 one. I think it's less about having a more powerful version and more about having that $400 SKU.
Yeah.
So
And I just feel like, honestly, like I don't want to make it like I'm downplaying the PS4. I mean, I technically am, but like, because we were the same thing where the Switch in 2018 was lackluster, to be honest. You know, I loved Smash and stuff, but the beginning to like Smash didn't really have a ton.
and then from Smash to Mario Maker was like nothing.
Yep, and so that's why like for me the PS4, and I try to remember like how often I've turned on PS4 and Xbox One. It just wasn't very often throughout this generation. And I buy a lot of fucking games. I'm not like trying to act like I nitpick which I'm gonna pick. I pick up mainly every single game they come out first party. So it's like,
if I were to sell my PS4 right now, I could totally justify like new as my description.
Yeah,
It's clean, boy. It's clean.
mine's pretty clean too, but I definitely got some decent amount of hours on it.
See, I bought the Pro in 2017, and I think right now I have 6. maybe
I have
7 games.
I have 10 full price, like full titles on the
I probably
PS4.
have-
like
I have
fucking
like
like,
7 if I include the 2 digital.
I gotta count it, but I think I'm probably like at 20 something.
That's the
1,
most.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's the most I've ever
9
owned.
titles.
That's the most games I've ever owned for a Sony system. So
I would be, let's see.
I just gotta say how good the Switch is doing, because I forgot to put in the chat, but like Link's Awakening was my 30th Switch physical game that I bought.
I'm over 60 on the Switch physical games.
and didn't it over? It was #1 in the UK for that one, like for the week, and it was only available on 1 or 2 days. In the UK, like we've been saying, Nintendo's been topping the charts with a few games now recently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
things are
like-
turning over there too.
Link's
And-
Awakening. There, I think that they said that was the best launch for a Nintendo title over in the UK.
I would have never guessed that. Never in a
Like I
million
said,
years.
man, you guys watch the UK chat more than me. Fucking, I get my UK news from you guys.
Why? Because it's updated consistently, like every week. Like every week.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know where else, yo. It's pissed.
Unlike here.
Yeah, and to bring the conversation full circle, look at where the Nintendo was with the Wii U. They had to resort to Amiibo and other tactics to
Hey,
try to
don't be dissing Amiibo. Now.
NES
Amiibo's good
classics,
shit.
try to recoup some money.
Yeah.
See that?
And look at where they're at now. Like Microsoft is in. I
Now
mean,
they're putting.
you could argue they're in a better position than Nintendo was with the Wii U sales.
Oh, yeah.
And
They're over 40 million. I mean,
Think
that's
about
not,
it. We went from the Wii U to September of 2019, where every week has had a heavy hitting title come out on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's stupid.
And the Lite
Yeah.
just came out, and that's apparently done really well. So it's like Microsoft, it's not a done deal that they're going to fail again. Like they could come out and just hit every note perfectly with their advertising, with what the system is, with pricing. Everything could just be a perfect storm, and it could dominate like the PS4 dominated this generation. It's possible.
Very easily could. And like I said, I like the smell test. Like a lot of people, all these people on YouTube and internet and whatnot talk all this stuff, but I'm in schools. Like a lot of these kids love their Xboxes. They talk about Xbox a lot, and that wasn't the case a couple years ago. So it's working. That at least the branding wise, it's working.
The problem is if Microsoft cares beyond branding.
Yeah, well, it has to translate to sales. That's the thing.
Yeah, because to me, again, for me personally, everyone always says like, yeah, but even though it's on PC, it's still like an Xbox game. Like, okay, well, you don't have to own an Xbox, so it's not an Xbox game. I don't fucking hear what people say.
Robert, also you got a laptop, which you don't have much room to upgrade, and 2 years into the next generation, like you can get it on your laptop, but you're going to be looking at needing to upgrade, or you're going to have a big downgrade actually playing it by the time they actually start taking advantage.
That's true.
Yeah.
And 2 years in is when I usually buy a console, or a non-Nintendo console. Anyway,
if it's still on, if they still stick to PC stuff, I'm probably gonna eventually just actually get a desktop sort of.
Yeah, it's gonna turn into a situation where people are like, "Well, fuck it, I'll either build a PC or upgrade my PC."
And people say, "Oh, well, that's not for everyone." I'm like, "Yeah, well, they just still lost a sale." Whatever.
Well, it's becoming easier and easier, or more and more appealing.
Because you got to have a PC for most of the stuff people want to do anyway, especially if you have any interest in making content or editing anything, or any kind of, even for work, some people have to put a good CPU in it, but they're like, well, I'm building it, I might as well put a nice GPU in it so I can do some gaming. For them, the computer's mandatory, and then it's just the price of the graphics card on top is it's not like they're spending $1,500 to game on a PC, but they might already be spending $1,200 on a PC and said, I'll just throw $400 or $500 into a graphics card, and I got like everything I need. I'm not one that, like, I don't mind playing, like switching over to Rocket League. I have no issues with, but I'm not like PC all the time. I'm gonna hook my PC up to my TV type of person. There are people like that it'll be their main device hooked up to their.
Mine's hooked to my TV. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
main TV.
My laptop is always on my TV, like 24/7.
Yeah, so for that makes sense. For me, like, I still, even though I'm probably gonna upgrade my graphics card with Doom Eternal, because it's been since my card's basically a 2015 card, and I was like, well, I'm gonna upgrade it, but I still like that dedicated system plugged into my TV. That's for gaming, so I'm still gonna be in the market for a next gen system from Sony or Microsoft. So
yeah, but to me, it's the way things have gotten as of recently. To me, it's more appealing to just say fuck the Microsoft box and just get a PC versus like
get a PC, and then the PlayStation is a better combination.
That's the problem.
I mean, that sounds good. I mean, for the core person, that'll be but for the average kid or anybody, they ain't buying no damn PC. Like they're not going that route and then having to deal with that stuff. Because you buy a PC, you still need a monitor.
Mm-hmm.
You still need other things, Like,
I guess
so
it's not.
it's still not casual enough.
No, I know.
Yeah,
We're
average
still
gamer.
losing out on
Get it.
Xbox sales.
But it is becoming more common to go to
Oh
like
yeah, I mean
the
people have always had
pre-built.
PCs.
Best Buy now has they don't
Yeah.
just sell Dells and gateways or whatever like the HPs. They have those, but they also have I forget the name of the brand. They also have like custom built production versions where they're all the same, but they have good components in them. It's not you're not
Well,
getting
here's the thing. Well, how many consoles did PS4 sell?
almost 100, ain't it?
Okay, so we're still in a situation where most people are going to be playing on their consoles,
Yeah.
and their friends are going to be on consoles, so they're not going to invest in droves for a PC at this point. There may be a point in the future. There will be a point in the future where that's the thing, and these console makers know that. That's why they're already starting to, do their little, incremental, changes.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still not there yet. Like you're not going to go from 100 million PS4s to 20 million like this generation. That's just not going to happen. So, while that may be a thing that's going to come at some point, not this generation, not this next generation. It's not.
And maybe the Stadia takes over, yo.
Yeah, Stadia is going to be the one that does it.
People be going on their phone and they'll be playing.
Stadia will be the thing that
might be something.
20 years from now. I think everybody will probably be streaming that shit, and we'll be talking roughly about it. But
hey man, listen, we went to the beginning of this generation where people
I'll be a senior citizen by then. I won't give a shit.
It kills me because at the beginning of this generation, we kept going. Apparently, people were having the argument of, well, I don't know if single player games are worth anything. And I feel like this generation had to go back and reprove that we fuck with our single player games.
I don't know. Only companies were saying that shit. Gamers weren't.
Only companies really, yeah.
Gamers weren't saying that.
Like, wasn't Xbox saying that mostly?
Mostly Xbox.
Yeah.
I
think it's good that if you notice, still a lot of the top sellers are just games. They're just video games. They're single player games.
I'm just wondering if Clocked still awake. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't got nothing to contribute to this bullshit.
I ain't got too much to say about it.
I hate Xbox. I don't care. I hate my PlayStation.
Actually, realistically, I'm curious, Clock, where other than Nintendo, where has your allegiance lied for the other two?
The lead.
Sega and Sony.
Sega, man.
Well, Sega, we don't count that. That's not a console name.
This is the first generation where I haven't bought a mainline console, and that's been the Xbox One. It's the first generation where I haven't owned every single console. First one ever. And if I had known how shit the PS4 would be, I probably would have had that as well.
Damn.
I hear you.
So I think this
generation,
this generation has just been pretty rough for me. I think for both Sony and Microsoft, I think they've both gone downhill pretty badly. I know a lot of people would argue against that, but compared to some of the output on the PS2 or the PS3, I don't even fucking talk about it. It's a piece of shit. But the PS1 and the PS2 are great consoles for the reason. But I struggle with the PS3, and I hate led on to the PS4. And the Xbox 360 I loved. Towards the end it started dying, and then the Xbox One, as we know, it just all went tits up, man. I just didn't bother with it at all. And there's still not to this day a single game that screams buy me for this console. Not a single one.
I mean,
the only one I would have argued for would be Ori and the Blind Forest, but that was always on Steam.
Yeah, I played it on PC.
And now it's on fucking going to be on the Switch on Friday. And
Glenn, if I would have said Cuphead, would have been the other one. But that also was on Steam, and that's also on Switch. So
just to get back to Ori, because I meant to.
Yeah, but if Microsoft starts making, like, again, they got all these companies, they start making some compelling software.
I know. I do want to mention real quick, because just to kind of go back to the State of Play thing real quick, since we're going to have that tomorrow, and Sony now owns Insomniac, I would not be surprised if we had a Sunset Overdrive port announcement for PS4.
Well, I thought Xbox owns that IP, though.
No, I found out that apparently Insomniac owns the IP.
Oh, really? Then maybe.
Even if they could,
though too. Anyways,
they own the Ori IP and their games on fucking the Switch. So
Yeah, but they haven't really played with PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know that they'd put it on PlayStation.
Nah, I don't think so.
I hope Will o' the Wisp comes to the Switch. I hope it does well. And I encountered somebody on Twitter because I posted just a 30-second clip of, just because I was like, man, this game is smooth and it's like returning home again. Like I just have
Yeah, I saw the
just
put out.
got right in with the game. Felt it's one of the best controlling. It's like fast, it's fluid. And someone's like, oh, you're gonna hate me, but I just no interest in this game. It looks so floaty. The controls look so floaty. Looks not fun at all. I'm like, dude. I was like, first of all, just download the demo on the Switch. Obviously, try it. And I said, it's like one of the best control experiences I've ever had in a game. And it's so fluid, fast. There's nothing floaty about it at all. So
when you start going through some of those levels and you're jumping off the walls and powering up and flying across this. Being chased by the water, that level is fucking amazing, man. You have to climb up.
Oh, yeah.
I got somebody going like full playthrough, and they're like super good at the game right now, and it's so fast. They're just nonstop, and I've been letting it play for a while now on the stream.
Yeah, I've been watching. Also, Alex confirms what I said before. Insomniac does own the IP.
We didn't. We forgot. I don't know when that was announced.
Because Microsoft has their inside Xbox, but like,
that makes sense because wasn't Insomniac trying to sell people on getting Sunset Overdrive 2 or publishing it?
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean they owned it.
I think they went to.
They went to Sony and Microsoft. I think for that.
I think they wanted to make a sequel, but like Microsoft didn't want to make the sequel.
Right.
So it was one of those like, well,
they sold 5 copies. That's.
I feel bad. It's funny to think about that game came out the same time as Bayonetta 2. That trips me out in retrospect. Yeah. It was the same fucking year.
Yeah, I forget that the Wii U was like the first few years of those consoles was the Wii U. Because remember 2014 was just like
2014 was glorious.
I mean, that was Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, Bayonetta, Smash. It was like that was a good year.
Captain Toad came out too.
Yeah, we don't talk.
Yeah, Captain Toad.
I don't know that belongs in that same conversation, but yeah, it did come out.
So good, dude.
I enjoyed the hell out of Captain Toad.
That was a good game. I just wouldn't put it in that tier.
Oh no, I love.
No, I'm putting it in the quality tier. It's not like it's not.
I mean, yeah, it's a good game.
We're talking about like quality games that came out on
Wii U here. That shit's great.
There's only 3 Wii U games left, guys.
Wait, what are the 3 Wii U games, Juice?
Super Mario 3D World.
3D World.
Pikmin 3.
Pikmin 3.
Smash Wii U.
Wonderful 101.
Pillow Cart.
Shut up with Smash Wii U. We already got Smash.
Okay, here's the legit question. Do you think they would port Mario 3D World?
Yes.
Really?
I think they would.
Mm-hmm. They'll do it next year too, 2020.
It'd be early next year.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh yeah, Xenoblade.
Wonderful
3D World.
Yeah, Xeno X.
I don't think Xenoblade's gonna come for a little bit.
I don't think that's coming at
I
all.
think Wonderful 101. I mean, people love it and stuff. But I was just talking about like some of the bigger games for the system.
About bigger, it's Mario.
Because I didn't even count Fatal Frame.
Pikmin 3.
Yeah.
Fatal Frame is a niche title.
Pikmin 3.
Pikmin 3 did well.
Yeah,
that did good.
I'm surprised Pikmin 3 hasn't come yet.
Oh, Yoshi's Woolly
No,
World.
I thought you just meant games.
Yoshi's Woolly World. I forgot about that.
Games that are left.
Yeah, but I don't think
Yeah.
Woolly
Plus, I mean, some of those games got sequels, new installments. But I think out of all those, I think 3D World has the best chance of coming to Switch out of all the games left.
I would bet on Pikmin before I bet on
3D World is almost kind of built for the Switch, man. With the
I don't think
4-player co-op.
I don't think Pikmin 3 would be coming because they
of
have
the
Pikmin 4 ready for like years already.
That's true.
Shut up.
Shit's almost
we
done.
Get into this, are we?
I mean, think about it. Just think about it for a second. They ported the first 2 games on the Wii, and then when they had the Wii Virtual Console on the Wii U, you could get the first 2 games in the third game. It wouldn't surprise me if they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna put out like we're gonna put out all 3 games as a bundle or something."
I don't know. They need to use some kind of.
Put 3D World in the
position anyway.
The controller is the issue for me. Why I wouldn't have too much interest in a Pikmin game on the.
I can understand that
without the Wii remote and nunchuck.
Yeah, I can understand.
It's crazy how good it was with the Wiimote and nunchuck. That game, absolutely crazy.
I never
But,
had problems on the
Kirby and the
GameCube with
Rainbow
them
Bridge,
though.
yo.
no, I
Direct-
didn't mind the GameCube pad. The GameCube pad was good.
Well, you
Then
didn't
when I
know
tried
any better
using
then.
the
Then you got
nunchuck,
that.
I
You
was
got
like, my
that's the
God.
thing. You
Yeah.
upgraded.
the Wiimote is an upgrade. The Wiimote
It's
nunchuck.
once I experienced it with the Wiimote and nunchuck, I'm like, holy shit! Like I
Yeah,
tried playing
Oh,
off
yeah,
TV on the
I thought he
gamepad with Pikmin, and I'm
Couldn't
just
do it.
like, this is not playable like this. Like you couldn't even put your cursor.
It's not that bad.
You couldn't put your cursor like in places you could with the Wii remote and nunchuck. It was It limited you to where you could actually place it. It's like, why
Yeah.
is it different? Like, why am
Well,
I at a
that's
disadvantage?
that's because you used it to run as well. It was the cursor was the left analog stick was it that you used to run as well, so you could only run in a certain direction, but that the cursor was
Yeah,
moving.
but it only went a
Whereas the
certain.
Wiimote and nunchuck, you could
it-
point it whatever direction you want.
Yeah, but you could actually point it further away when you're using the traditional controls. It had a preset distance away from. What was the dude's name? Because it wasn't Olimar, was it?
No,
Yeah.
it was,
Or Elf?
No, it's Elf.
Al,
Yeah.
Brick, and Charlie.
Yeah, it was like a preset distance. You could make it closer to him, but the farthest away it could be was limited, and you could go like twice as far with the Wii remote and nunchuck. I don't know if they ever changed it, but that's how it was.
Did anyone watch that Pikmin video where it showed like how dark the story was? I knew Louis was a git anyway, but there's like a really cool video where they like it made him look like a really dark character.
I haven't seen that, but it makes sense that somebody would, because basically he's like a slave, like driver for the Pikmin. I think somebody alluded to.
That's Pikmin in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. Oh, and actually, that brings up the whole. But since we talked about a lot about Microsoft and Sony, that brings up the question of how like Nintendo's handling next year, because we got Animal Crossing in the beginning half, but like, what's your heavy hitting game for the holiday next year?
I think Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2.
You think that's gonna be ready by the end of next year?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think so either.
I
don't know.
I think Xenoblade.
I see Bayonetta appear before that.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not.
but
I mean,
Bayonetta's not gonna be like.
yeah, that's not going to be a standalone big holiday game on its own.
I mean, this might be like an October. Well, I guess. Do we think Bayonetta 3 is coming out near next year?
It has. I mean, they showed it 2 years ago now.
It's got to. I mean, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking some of this stuff is coming because I don't see. Now, that's not a Nintendo game. That's that's on Platinum. But especially Breath of the Wild, after the last time we went through these years of just waiting and waiting, I don't think they put that game out there and have us wait 2 years. Put the knowledge of it being a thing.
You think that'll be like that's going to be the
I
holiday?
do think that's next holiday. I do.
That's
I mean,
insane.
I hope so, but
Insane in concept. Though.
I mean, the
Think
game
about
came out in
it.
2017.
I mean, just think about it. In 3 years, you essentially have gotten.
Breath of the
it's
Wild
like,
was done in 2016. Like
yeah, but it's like getting Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask in like 3 years.
They're reusing that engine. Majora's Mask came 2 years after Ocarina of Time. Like that's not something they can't do.
That would be great. Imagine, Breath of the Wild 2 is the best selling holiday game over Halo Infinite.
And you gotta strike again while the iron's hot. You got a lot of new people.
yeah, you don't want to wait till.
Because
I
if
mean-
the new consoles come out holiday next year and Nintendo puts out their best IP,
That's a smart move to me. It's like,
Yeah.
hey,
and that's why this is why I kept telling people, don't think Sony's gonna run away with next gen. Like, shit.
I think Bayonetta 3 is coming out in 2020.
yeah.
I think Breath of the Wild 2. Then you got the Xenoblade Definitive Edition. You got Animal Crossing.
That alone is just fucking.
I mean, 2018 already looks sick. I mean, obviously we don't know these games are
You
coming.
got Tokyo
But
Mirage
We don't
Sessions.
know
Come
for
on.
sure.
Man, listen, I love that game, but I know that game is gonna be like a niche thing.
It's gonna sell
That's January, though, right?
500,000 copies.
Is it
max.
gonna be a Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze port? Is it gonna be that?
I would hope so. I hope it sells to that
I
level.
think because we've been in like this weird RPG hype for like
It's
the last
too
like,
many
year.
RP fucking G's.
It's actually thrown me the like. Think
Where's
about
Shin
it.
Megami Tensei 5, yo?
Yeah, that's the other one that people are like, we haven't heard about that game, guys.
That's one of the first games we learned about for
Mhm.
Switch. Where is it?
Dragon Quest is finally coming out, and that was talked about.
Where's
That was talked about before it was Switch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was still called the NX when we heard about Dragon
Yeah.
Quest 11. So it's like, we'll see.
I'm telling you, I can see a Paper Mario or some
What about
shit.
that
from
boy and his
Zelda.
dog game?
That's another one. Do you think that? Do you think we're gonna get a new Paper Mario?
I think
or
they
we're-
do a new one. I don't
Yeah,
know.
What
What
Juice's
I-
favorite
boy
game?
is dog
The boy and his dog. That's one of the first games.
Yeah,
we saw.
the Heaven
don't-
Kingdom of
I-
Heaven.
I
or whatever.
Oh god, yeah, that's right. Yeah, some indie guy,
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Looks better than Breath of the Wild, yo.
Yeah, I remember Leveled Head said that. Get the fuck out of here, dude. If it did, it was only because what they're showing was fucking looked like an Unreal
Not on.
Engine
It wasn't
4
running
on
on
PC.
Switch.
Yeah.
Right. That shit wasn't running on Switch.
It's gonna look
hardware.
more like when it's gonna come out. And it's gonna look like Ark Survival or whatever. Survival.
yeah,
The
Evolved.
guy already confirmed it's
The
not gonna
animations
look
were
like that
stiff
at
than
all.
my dick looking at good booty, yo.
Wow,
How you like that analogy?
I was not prepared for that at all. What the fuck? Jesus.
Some stiff ass animations. That's all I'm trying to say.
I know what you did. God, man, that was such a. It's like I
He
took a
needs
goddamn. I took a trip, T.
said he needs some mental bleach now. That was.
That's crazy, yo.
I didn't need to see that. Thanks.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Last of Us 2 have a gameplay demo.
Say what?
Last was 2?
It
Yeah,
was probably
when they first showed it off. Yeah,
Yeah, it has a gameplay demo. It wasn't.
this is what we were saying. Whether I'd like to. I reckon some of it was.
well, yeah, I know they had the one at
stage and stuff.
their
There's not a lot
infamous
of talk.
E3 where
There's
they
not a lot
had
of
people
talk.
move, but this one might be something I haven't seen actually.
So the question is Last of Us 2 going to be a cross-gen game or is it coming out on PlayStation 4?
Why the hell do I hear Enya in my background?
No, you don't remember the juices?
Oh yeah, this looks like they combine a couple of what we've seen so far.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, that's what
And it's
it-
really low quality, so I thought I'll just go to the official. But I'm just gonna play it just to have something on screen. We'll get to questions in a second. I am curious, Robert. You mentioned the game a little bit ago, your 30th Switch game.
Oh
You
Link's
hadn't played the original, right?
30.
no.
So I'm, no offense to people that have it that have played the original a bunch of times. I'm just curious, somebody who never played the game, to hear your thoughts on this particular very unique Zelda. Hopefully you played it.
I did play. I didn't play a ton because I've been working.
You
on
got through the opening cinematic.
a video. 'Cause I've been working on back of the back.
Back of the backlog. Well, that's more important, anyways.
Yeah.
Totally.
But so I've been working on that, and so like I played. I want to say like maybe 3-4 hours. I want to say, and
that's half the game.
of,
Sorry.
of what I played, it's a ton of damn fun, and I love obviously it's beautiful. I mean, holy shit, it's gorgeous, and I love the music. The music's really nice, and it just because this is my 4th or 5th Zelda game, because I played again Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild. I didn't beat Majora's Mask, but I played like a good
You
amount
didn't
of
play
it.
A Link Between Worlds either?
I haven't. I never played it. I
Oh
did.
man.
And then
What's going on?
right now I'm on Link's Awakening, and so it's just again like there's something about that franchise, that gets you in that wondrous mood where it's like holy shit, this is like an experience,
Did the music tug at your heartstrings at all when
did.
Marin or whatever?
when she starts singing, right?
Singing and shit.
Even in the 8-bit audio, it hit you.
Yeah,
Oh,
the 8-bit.
really?
Yeah. The
No,
original. It was,
I actually never even heard that, but like this dude, like I literally stood there, like you could just stand there listening to her, and I just
Yeah.
stood there listening to her. I'm like, damn, yo, this is. I was just like, yo, this is powerful.
There's one part later on which they just there's 2 parts they just absolutely fucking nailed. I had goosebumps again, man. I was just loving it.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely loving it. Just 2 parts later on, and
Yeah.
it's just it's so fucking.
I mean, to have a Zelda game inspired by Twin Peaks, I mean, that's just insane to me. And you see it in the game. It's really
And
cool.
well, yeah, anytime you see like the chain chomp, the Goombas, I'm like, oh, that's fucking so dope, and I love that shit. And just the environment is awesome. And again, like I'm just having a lot of fun with it, and it does genuinely feel like and experience it. And I think that's literally the weird thing with every Zelda game. It just feels like you're transported to a world.
Well,
Um,
It just reminds you of why we need. It's like with Mario, why we need 2D Mario. It's why we need top-down Zelda.
oh, for sure, definitely.
They both
Because a lot
serve
of
their
people,
purpose,
I think a lot of
man.
people are downplaying the fact that it's like, oh, well, it's not a, it's not a Breath of the Wild. And like to me, it's like it doesn't matter. This is still a big game in its own
They can
right.
coexist.
Yeah, and
it's funny listening to Jeremy John's review. He reviews games that really like he, has any kind of. He plays a lot of games, but he doesn't review all of them. What I'm trying to say. He reviewed this, having not played the original, and he admitted he got stuck right away, and he didn't know what to do. He couldn't find the fucking sword, and so he looked it up, and he's like, "All right, I've been too catered by games these days." He made a pact with himself not to look anything else up the rest of the game. But he's like, "Holy shit, this,
He couldn't find the sword.
well, I'm not gonna lie, I had to look up something already too, because there's times.
Cheating, motherfucker.
I know.
You get to a point. I've been there with when I replayed Link's Awake or Link to the Past. I told this story where I'm like, how the fuck do I access the Death Mountain Temple in the Dark World? What the fuck? I'm like, I'm lost. Like I'm just wandering around. I don't remember what item I need. I see this like lightning bolt symbol. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. It's been 20 something years since I played the game, and this was on like the virtual console, and I'm like, I looked up, I'm like, oh, it's just some fucking emblem you get in the middle of the Zora like falls, just randomly placed, and it's like, how would I ever found that?
Well, that's why for me, like the very beginning when you got the one guy in the raccoon suit, and like you have to throw like this like mushroom spell thing on him, and I didn't know that, dude. I kept walking around, just around the whole map, kept going. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed? Where am I supposed to go?
Well, sorry, it's funny because the game does tell you everything you need to know. You just
It does. You just
It just registered in my brain though that
You gotta read.
Like,
yeah, I tell you what as well.
read it.
Like Rob Rule Review 2, he said the same thing on Twitter where he got stuck, and then I discovered that he like skims the text,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't read it and stuff. And the raccoon says himself, he
No,
sends
yeah.
it.
I read that though. Like I genuinely read that, but it didn't register in my brain to go get that and then come back to him and throw it. Like it just didn't like. I don't know, it didn't think of me.
Yeah, there's certain things that in a game where someone will be like, oh, I didn't think to do that, and I'm like, oh, I did, immediately hit that, and then I'll tell them something I got stuck on, and like, oh shit, dude, I figured that out first try,
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean, I don't take that away from anyone, especially if like you're not used to it. Like if you didn't, I don't know if I can't. If you only just didn't play this game, but you played other Zelda games, like you played Link to the Past, or you played, the other Zelda games that were similar to that style, because they're really puzzle heavy and stuff. If you're used to that, then I can't give you that pass. But if you're not used to it, I can't really give you a pass because they don't really make games like that.
Top-down Zelda technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also it's like a lot of people, this is what I found funny because, they said like they broke the Zelda conventions with Breath of the Wild, yeah. Going back to the first Zelda, and doing all this new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got Link's Awakening, which is just a remake, by the way, of an old Zelda game, as we know. And people are getting stuck on simple puzzles. So
and Link's Awakening was the beginning of a lot of Zelda.
Yeah, and it's like what happened if you brought these type of puzzles, because these type of puzzles essentially kind of weren't in Breath of the Wild. You had the shrines, and you were given a puzzle in a shrine. Anything out of the world, was pretty. You had so many options, and you could just get stuff done, some haphazard way. But in these old games, you needed to read, you needed to adventure, and do things in a certain order. And some puzzles were just thrown at you in really unique ways. I was watching my wife play, and she's in the tail cave, the first dungeon, and she's stuck trying to open the door. I'm looking at these sets of blocks. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, for fuck's sake, just push the block in order with the other one.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you? And she couldn't do it. And she ended up saying, what do I do here? I'm stuck. I'm like, oh my God, you serious? She's like, yeah, I'm stuck. Yeah. And she completed Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, she completed that. She's like, fuck, this is crazy. So it's interesting seeing people going back to an older Zelda game with older Zelda conventions after being so used to maybe more, not streamlined Zelda games, but different.
I think that's also just the gaming like the current populace of gaming in general. Like that's part of the reason why we went from more like more I guess I would say head turners or head scratcher kind of game design with puzzles and shit to like really simplified, straightforward games like the movie experiences you get like with The Last of Us and shit. Like,
Well, there is a fine line though. There is a line between asking somebody to just pull something out of their ass in a game. Like I'm not saying in Zelda, for example, but there's things in games like where the fuck do I want to go? Like expecting somebody to figure out a really kind of a complicated thing, and then but on the extreme end of opposite of that is have an arrow going no matter what. They don't have to read the text. The arrow will. I do that for games now. Like even in Astral Chain, I'm like, I don't give a shit what this little side quest is. I just want to get every mission done in the game, and I'll just wait till it directs me where to go. I'll just skip the text and direct me where to go.
Well, I think about my son, and he's 9. He wouldn't touch like top-down Zelda, I don't think, but he loves Ocarina of Time. That was his first Zelda, but he doesn't like Majora's Mask. Didn't hold him because the puzzles are way more like involved, like understanding like the 3-day cycle and all that. So it's way more involved. So he didn't care as much for that. And of course, he loves Breath of the Wild. He still plays it like crazy now. So I can totally see where if you weren't groomed with that style of Zelda, that top-down puzzle-heavy Zelda, then you probably would.
I would say Majora's Mask is a tough son of a bitch show.
It
is. It is.
It is a tough game. Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you take some time away from it and try to come back. Like, fuck, I was lost.
Oh, you just completely lost. Yeah.
Try to work out some of those side quests to get the masks and stuff.
Side quests and the that was just way too much for him. I mean, he's 9, but it was just too much. Was too involved.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, when I was playing when the 3DS remake originally came out, that I remember looking up a good amount of YouTube stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, because I was like so fucking nervous that I'll lose time. Like I still to this day I have no clue exactly. Like I feel like that time goes by so quick where I'm like, I'm fucked, dude. I do one. That's what I feel like. Like I feel like I make one mistake and I'm fucked for the whole game. Like that might not be true. I have no clue. But it's like
it became pretty easy to reset the time after
you can slow down. Once you slow down the time,
I think it's one of those things where it's like
it was nerve wracking. I tell you,
yeah, the concept like when you know in the back of your mind that like, oh shit,
well,
that's what
the moon is coming. It fucks you up.
Well, Robert's not good with pressure.
Scary, man.
He can't even answer.
He was just like, this is too much, too stressful.
I give Roberts 2 choices and he can't make a decision because it stresses him out.
Wait, what 2 choices?
Well, anytime I ask something like, "What would you do, this or this?" and he's like, "Oh." All right, so inspired by Link's Awakening, I asked a couple trivia questions. They're a bit of a cakewalk. Almost everybody. I mean, the percentage of people that knew the answer was way too high, so I didn't make them tough enough. Let me just run down those real quick. So, which of these handheld Legend of Zelda games has the lowest Metacritic score? Now, Link's Awakening. Yeah, only 23 votes on this one.
Yeah, I didn't even see it.
Link's Awakening doesn't have a Metacritic, so who knows? But it says the choices were the Minish Cap, Phantom Hourglass, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, or Spirit Tracks. Since you didn't do what do you think clocked it since you didn't do?
Got the highest Metacritic.
Lowest.
The lowest. I'm gonna go with Spirit Tracks.
Right,
No, wait, because I think people prefer Spirit Tracks over Phantom Hourglass. And we had, what was it, Minish Cap, and what was the other?
Oracle Seasons.
Oracle games.
Just because that's really the only one left that I.
I'll stick with Spirit Tracks. Go on.
It's either Spirit Tracks or it's the Minish Cap. I can't think of which one.
So
are we all picking?
Go ahead.
I don't think it's.
I'm gonna look it up.
I don't think it's Minish Cap because it's generally really well loved. Personally, I think Spirit Tracks is the worst Zelda ever made, but I still think more people hate Phantom Hourglass. Spirit Tracks is a shitty game. You're stuck on a goddamn railroad. You can't go anywhere. You have no freedom whatsoever. You have stupid character design, a dumbass story. It's a shitty fucking game.
Wow. That's how you really feel.
You want to know what's crazy?
Why are we talking about Other M? We were talking about Zelda games here.
Wow.
Oh, my bad. You talking about?
Not only did I not play Spirit Tracks, other than 1 or 2 trailers, I've never seen gameplay of it. And I'm a Zelda guy. I just had no interest after Phantom Hourglass. I had zero interest
Yeah,
in
but
Spirit
those are like
Tracks.
handheld. Those are handheld.
Yeah, I just play Spirit Tracks. I thought Phantom Hourglass was fucking shit, so I
Yeah, I
just
hate
even
it.
bother. Hate it.
So
Jesus Christ.
I didn't want to count Triforce Heroes either. That officially has the lowest.
Yeah, I don't count those anyway.
But I just put I meant the lowest out of the group that I selected. So for some reason on my phone, I could scroll through these. Now I got to click. I'm trying to find. The Spirit Tracks was like 87. That's the lowest other than a spin-off. Triforce Heroes had a 73. So Spirit Tracks still an 87. That's still low for a Zelda game though. Minish Cap was 89. That's a great game.
Oracle games like were really
Link's
high,
Awakening I didn't have a Metacritic. Phantom Hourglass had a 90 for Christ's sakes. But I think that was I don't know.
That was just some DS love.
Mhm.
It's the DS. Oh, that's cool.
A Link Between Worlds, which is one of, I think, it's the best handheld one I've played, is at a 91.
Good, that one. Yeah, and it deserves
It's
it.
one of the best Zelda games. Period.
Yeah, it's great. I didn't absolutely love the whole renting the item thing in the beginning. It became kind of silly because eventually you just got to buy them, and it was like it didn't work as well.
I tell you what's really satisfying in that game is when you swung your sword and the beam would come out and it would like shred the grass, so the grass would like blow aside.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying doing that.
I'm a sucker for the 3D effect, and that has perfect 3D. You had like
gorgeous.
the weapon where you like flew up towards the screen. It's like you came out of the fucking 3DS. That was so good.
I'm probably have to replay that. I might replay that before I get Link's Awakening. I don't know.
And just the gimmick where you go on the wall, it was so well used.
It was very smart, very
So
clever.
the poll was 57% guessed Spirit Tracks, and that was the correct answer. Phantom Hourglass was 22%. Minish Cap was only 1 point higher, was only at 9%.
That's such a good game, Minish Cap.
My guess would have been Spirit Tracks, but because I don't know. I don't think most people either played it or talked about that one as much, even though people seem to like it more than Phantom Hourglass. That's just because I barely remember it. So that would have been my guess. So it was Spirit Tracks.
Yeah, that was the lowest at 87, and they got A Link to the Past because it doesn't have a Metacritic. They went by like another ranking and user reviews. A Link to the Past was only out of 19 games, it was 11 on the best rated. I'm thinking, how is that?
Review it today, it'd be 100.
Yeah, how is that not like up there with Skyward Sword's at 93? Oh wait, here's A Link to the Past. Why is this at
Skyward
95?
Sword's at 93.
That's surprising.
Huh? Here's A Link to the Past at.
I thought Skyward Sword would be a little bit more mixed.
This is weird because it shows A Link to the Past at 11, and then here it is at not 13th position, but number 13, so it's number 6. Here it is at a 95. It must be the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, the Game Boy Advance version got a 95. And then Majora's Mask, 95. I don't think it deserved quite that high.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Twilight Princess, definitely not a 95 for me.
I thought
Wind Waker, 96.
I get Twilight Princess a 90.
Wind Waker HD is a 96.
How do y'all rank I'm curious now. How do y'all rank the 3D Zeldas?
Well, now I got to do a video on that now. We're talking about because that's going to take too long.
I was genuinely curious.
Ocarina of Time's at a 99 on
you
Metacritic.
You guys should rank every single Zelda game, yo.
For me personally, it's
I don't think it's fair to rank them all together because the 3D ones and the
I Link Between Worlds
different.
is a 3D. I mean, it's a 3D engine.
I would say 3D. I would
count.
think when I say 3D, I would say N64, GameCube, Wii.
I know what you're saying.
Switch.
Ocarina of Time and up.
Yeah.
Then I'd be Breath of the Wild, Ocarina.
But I
of
wouldn't
Time.
count the handheld ones.
Well, yeah, without the handheld ones. Ocarina
Breath
of
of the
Time
Wild, Breath of the Wild 2, and Ocarina of Time. That's my top 3.
What in the world?
All right, so
Wind Waker's fucking awesome.
Wind Waker HD would be legit number 3 until Breath of the Wild 2.
Ocarina's gonna be hard to beat. That nostalgia is something else.
But
One of these days I'll play Ocarina at times. Go ahead.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
You haven't played Ocarina of Time?
Oh, I know. I heard him not mention it earlier. I
You
had
might
to-
as well wait.
I said the only ones that I've played is I played Wind Waker first, then Twilight Princess, then Majora's Mask. Not all of it. I did like have it.
I'm sorry,
Breath of the Wild,
I can't meet up with you.
and then I played some Triforce Heroes. I didn't play all of it, and then
That
and
didn't
then,
help your cause.
then Breath of the Wild. I mean, Link's Awakening right now.
Yeah,
I would
if
say-
Retro, if
The
Retro
God.
told us
Every
before,
single Zelda game's on my backlog, yo.
if Retro
of
told us
Time.
before that he was meeting you, we could have told him, and then he would have got up and said, "Hey, man, yeah, this is from T and Clock Tip."
Well, here's the thing, though. Obviously, you played on the 3DS. You're not big into 3DS, but you have the new 3DS, right?
Yeah.
I would.
Oh,
We-
you got to play it on the
it's on the-
N64.
Hell no.
It's on the-
You gotta play it on
you
the
gotta play the
N64.
I honestly would
No.
maybe play it
You
on.
got to, man.
Robert,
it's
you're gonna have to
better.
press down to look up on the N64 when
It's
you're.
better
No,
on the
no, but
N64.
I mean the virtual console. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there we go.
It's
That's
on the
good,
Virtual
but-
Console for Wii U. It's on
That's
Wii.
I
Yeah, I
think
probably could there.
I would say I have a feeling the next generation we're gonna get an Ocarina of Time remake for.
I hope we do, yo. I hope we
I
do.
just feel it.
I'm
Robert's
scared of
waiting
what
for
that might do to
I'll
my
play
balls.
it then.
So the next poll was what is the highest selling Legend of Zelda game for a handheld only device? So Link's Awakening with Link's Awakening DX together, Phantom Hourglass and the most successful system of all time, the Oracle of Seasons Ages, both those games combined, and then the Minish Cap.
It's gotta be Link's Awakening.
I'm really at a loss.
It's gotta
I'm
be
gonna-
Link's Awakening.
I'm
Sure.
gonna say Minish Cap just because of how well that's received. But I'm probably think realistically it's the Oracle games.
Really, I would
I'd say-
say Awakening.
Are you adding the Oracle games together?
Yeah, the two together. That's the only way they had it.
Well, that changes.
I'm gonna go with Link's Awakening.
You're gonna skip the game that was on the most popular Nintendo console of all time, 154 million.
Well, we
units
know
sold.
that's not the winner now. He's putting all that into it.
I'm just saying. People are, if
I-
it was,
I-
That's not
I actually got no idea how well Link Between Worlds done.
yeah, I didn't put that on there because I thought, I don't know. I was looking at the numbers, so I thought this would be if I put that on there.
Hourglass did you say?
I think it did around 3 or 4.
All right, so the voting went 10% guessed the Oracle Seasons, 13% guessed the Minish Cap, 33% guessed Phantom Hourglass, and 43% guessed the Two Links Awakening. And that is the winner, but if you don't combine
If you don't combine
the
it,
two,
then
Phantom Hourglass was at 4 million. The Link's Awakening was at like 3.3 or something. And the Game Boy Color version was at 2.
I would still say that was more of a success based off the time and the era.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
trying to say that, hey guys, pay attention to the one that's on the most selling system. Well, excuse me, but Skyward Sword didn't sell nearly
That's true.
to its to its base.
But Phantom Hourglass individually was the highest, but I didn't actually think about Link Between Worlds. I don't think I looked up the sales for that one.
I think Link Between
I
Worlds
think
is
it did
around
really
3.
good. I think it did really good.
so. But obviously, I gave
Yeah, look it up.
out of the choices I gave.
Just because it rhymes doesn't make it a great catchphrase.
Zombieland, double tap.
God damn it!
I would have picked Phantom Hourglass probably.
That's the one I was gonna guess. I mean, that's what I would have guessed if I was looking. Fuck the Link Between Worlds was right there at 3.7. It wasn't the.
I knew it.
It wasn't the
what did I
best,
say?
but the Minish
Three-
Cap was
between
only
3 and
at
4. Boom.
Minish Cap was at like 1 something.
I'm surprised by
At
that.
1.8, I think. And then the Oracle Seasons was around 3 something.
I
So,
don't think
I'm not-
anything sold massive on the Game Boy Advance, though, did it?
Advanced,
No.
yeah, Game Boy Advanced. Yeah.
but I'm surprised the Link Between the Worlds
That was a port machine, man.
Only did 3.7 on that. I mean, the 3DS, man. What the fuck? Oh, the Phantom Hourglass was on DS, which was the biggest selling. I mean, Link Between Worlds came out, what, 2013? I remember the same day
on 3DS.
Yeah, like I'm surprised.
But it was a Zelda game, you know.
Well, the thing with Link Between Worlds is also that it's followed by one of the most loved games, basically, because a lot of people think Ocarina of Time is the best kind of shit, but a Link to the Past is probably one of the most loved ones overall. I would feel like as well.
Ocarina of Time.
Plus, it like had the benefit of being an actual fucking good game on top of it.
That's great.
So
That's great.
let's get to some of these questions. We're not gonna be able to get to all of them. We definitely had this conversation. We've hit a lot of areas and nothing was planned. Nothing was planned.
Fucking loved it.
We'll stay on the Zelda train here. If Nintendo were to remake another Zelda game, which title would you choose? Would you rather have it faithful to the original, like Link's Awakening, or perhaps a substantial overhaul in the style of the Resident Evil 2 remake? It sounds a lot like a Juice Opinions video I made this weekend.
Oh, Jesus.
Where I was just talking about the differences between some where stay like really close to home. So, I would want Ocarina of Time, because I didn't buy the 3DS version. The only problem, I don't know if it's a problem, to make it faithful but really update the visuals, I think they'd have to make some changes. The Hyrule Field, I think, would feel pretty unimpressive by today's standards.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're gonna make it bigger, then they got to put more stuff to do in there. So I don't think it could be just a Link's Awakening true faithful, but I don't want them to stray too far.
Look like that Unreal Engine stuff you see all the time on YouTube.
No, something way better than that. So, other than that, the original version, I wouldn't mind just seeing a really faithful done in like a Link's Awakening, really cool art style kind of thing. That I wouldn't be mad at that either. But anybody got a different answer?
It's so difficult.
Because there's not a lot of old ones to really go off of that to be actually remade. Because we have.
So there's one that I've been asking
Skyward Sword.
for years. For years, I've been wanting this, and that's the first two Zelda games, Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, in like a combo pack with, like you said, with really fucking nice graphics, but less stylized than what they did with Link's Awakening. A bit more realistic is a dumb word, but a bit just like super fucking nice. And I still want that. And considering what they did with Link's Awakening, I'm fairly confident we will get that at some point.
Yeah, not necessarily make it look like little plastic dolls.
Yeah, no, exactly. No. Just that's why I said a bit more realistic in a way.
Yeah, I feel like it's far easier to go back to the older 2D type of stuff and really make that more, impressive than try to, make the 3D stuff more impressive. And it's kind of like, remember like when they mentioned like the Game Boy Advance courses on Mario Kart 8. We've got like ribbon roads and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they those, I don't even know why they named those Game Boy Advance courses, because they're so completely different. And just way different. They're pretty much brand new races, So that's how far you can go with the 2D with the older stuff, I suppose. But I'm like with Ocarina of Time, I'm really fussy about that game. It's kind of why I did like some of the stuff on the 3DS version that they changed, because it made it less epic and and impressive just by changing color. Never mind graphical style and stuff. So it's much more difficult. So I do like the Link's Awakening approach for these games, and with like the original NES Zelda, like Retro said, I still feel like it would need to be that game, but obviously not mirror to mirror perfect, but certainly given the Link's Awakening modern overhaul, and with just that slightly improved combat, but still with that same layout and feel that makes it feel like the NES game.
People would be fucking lost too with trying to play it if it was a 1-to-1 Like, what the fuck do I do? You're just bombing random things, burning random
Yeah,
bushes.
exactly. Yeah.
Walking
My-
through
my
the
pick-
walls after like 5 seconds of walking and shit.
My pick is very simple.
Go ahead, T.
It would be this is how I would do it. Ocarina of Time. Just completely modernize, super overhaul the graphics. But I want to just trade the first third of the game to make that its own game. Just
You're fucking
What?
garbage.
I just want to up to Lord Jabu Jabu. Once you beat him and you save Ruto. Once you save her, then that's where I want the game to end. And then they give me part 2, like 5 years later. And then I want the option to be able to play in turn-based this time instead of.
Shit, I want the first part to end at
You're
the Deku
terrible,
tree.
yo. You guys are terrible.
I want it to end at the Deku tree part
End of the
1.
Deku tree. That would be more accurate. To what
And then you
going
go
on.
back in time. You go back in time. You actually have to wait 7 years until the next game.
Perfect. That's perfect. See,
The funny thing
Fun
about
with
what you said, T, is that the first time I played Ocarina of Time, after you did the third temple, I thought the game was over. I literally
really?
thought that was the whole game. Yeah. But then when you pulled out the sword and there were 5 more temples, my mind has never been blown
Your
as
mind
much
was
in
blown.
video games as that. Fuck that. That was
Amazing.
insane.
All right, let's try to rapid fire, but get through these a little quicker. Dave 97. I have. This might take a few minutes, but what are your overall thoughts on the Earthbound series? And my overall thoughts are Ness and Lucas are in Smash. That's my entire thoughts on the series. If anybody else has anything to add to that.
No, I'm an Earthbound virgin as well. I've got the game. I got it on 2 systems. I've tried to get into it, and I don't know if I haven't got the patience anymore or just have the time. So I've never really played it. I've never really played it. I'm not hating on it. I've just never really played it. So I got
I
it.
guess we all have our whats.
But I feel like Earthbound is like one of those Nintendo games that only a few people played as well. Honestly,
it's
even
pretty
during the
much-
N64 and stuff, I first heard about it with like that tech demo of the new Earthbound and stuff, and then I forgot about it.
It's one of my worst memories because I remember beating it and trading a friend for Doom Super Nintendo.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
It was a terrible mistake. Terrible. But, yeah.
All right, so
I'm not a big fan of the franchise myself. I just never liked the idea of when you have turn-based and you don't see your main characters. That's the main reason I never tried it before yet. I just don't like that.
I like turn-based games, but like Mother, I never really touched. I bought both. I think Earthbound Beginnings. I just never played them. Mother 3 was always the most interesting looking of the 3 of them, which we don't have a localized version of. So,
Well, you kind of do. There's
hey,
repros. There's repros.
I knew you were gonna do it. You can get it
You
in
can
a
get
way.
it repro, man. You can play it on the original hardware if you want.
I've played a few hours of Earthbound. It's on my backlog.
all right, so
I hear the banjo playing in the background.
Bad Coast asks, what non-Nintendo first-party exclusive would you guys like to see on Nintendo from any era?
First party exclusive
From any era.
playing type shit.
I thought about this, and it's a difficult one because you like I say, you choose any era, and I can go back to Sega stuff, but a lot of Sega stuff has appeared on Nintendo systems now. So I always would have said like Sonic or something like that, but I feel like recently, in terms of like if you like think of like Microsoft or Sony, who pretty much have fuck all to use one Nintendo system, I'd probably go with that game company and like their games like Journey and Flower and Flow and stuff like that. I feel like they would be really nice on a Nintendo system. I can't really think of much else, from those guys that I would want.
I would have to say, and this is a recent game, would be Gravity Rush. I think that's really
yeah. Oh wait, that's a really good one. Yeah,
That's
really
a great
good
pick.
because the second game, I mean, it had its quirks and its frustrations, and it was probably longer than it really should have been because it kind of dragged on. But You know,
Yeah,
thinking
Gravity
about
Rush is a great choice. Yeah, really good
thinking
choice.
about like the Uncharted's and the Gears of War and Halos. Like I don't like those games. Don't do anything for me. So I just couldn't. I can't pick one of those. And I can't.
I could pick something from the Saturn, but that would be cheating. I mean, that's just not.
And
really
I mean,
fair.
like you said, a lot of the other like early generation exclusives are no longer exclusives. So
Well, except for the
Yeah.
Saturn. Saturn, a lot of those exclusives are still only
Yeah.
playable on the Saturn or
Like I could
emulation.
say Panzer Dragoon and stuff, but that's coming. At least the
Mhm.
first and second game.
Yeah.
You know, so it's difficult.
I have
I would
like
pick Blinks
Go
the cat, baby.
no, get out of here.
What?
No,
Blinks the cat is dope.
Ratchet and
No,
Clank,
no.
no.
That's a Ratchet.
Jack and
looking
Daxter, no.
No. If I had to pick, I have a few. I'm gonna say either Kingdom Hearts, the main series, because we get the spinoffs, but that's it. Or
I thought we said first.
That's not even a.
It's not a
Yeah.
first party or an
Third
exclusive.
party.
It's first party exclusive. That's the thing.
I mean that's been Sony
Get it,
exclusive.
follow the
That's on
rules.
Xbox.
It's on
One,
Xbox, yo.
Kingdom
That's
Hearts
just
3.
recent. That's literally
So you're
recently.
saying one of the older ones? I thought those
Yeah.
were on.
No, it's only on PlayStation.
No, it's
Okay.
only on PlayStation right now.
It's not first party, but
At
yeah.
the end of the day, you still have had Kingdom Hearts games on.
It's not. No, if you've seen the Kingdom Hearts games we got, it's not.
I've
it's not-
seen them.
No, you have. You haven't seen. Them. I promise you haven't seen them.
I literally have.
No, man. You're
I'm just a
blind.
Nintendo fanboy though, so I couldn't really think of one I really would want.
You want Blinks. You want Blinks.
I mean, I love Forza Horizon 4, but it's not like I need that on a Nintendo system. I can just
Why would you want to downgrade that game?
Oh Jesus Christ!
All right, so
I want Halo on Switch.
Some
what
people actually do.
this one would probably be the last question because it could take a minute. What first party Nintendo character do you think has the best chance as a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC fighter? Do you believe that spirits and assist trophies rule out certain characters?
No.
I'd say no to that part.
No. Yeah.
Mm.
Not spirits, but assist trophies. Hell yeah.
In the past it has,
You got to be the one person that says yes.
Maybe
but first party
it's-
Nintendo character has the best chance. That's
what
a
assist trophy has in the same game have had a fighter? None. So I don't think they're gonna do that.
But is there any assist trophies that are first party? I know a lot of third party characters have assist trophies.
Yeah, Waluigi, that's a
Oh,
big
okay,
one.
yeah, you're right. I don't play with
Yeah.
assist trophies on, so part.
Fuck
Yeah, but I was like,
Waluigi.
we have a bunch of Fire Emblem ones that are.
So who do you
Yeah,
think?
Luigi's not a real
First,
character.
best chance. I think Rex, Pyra, Mythra. One. I don't know if Rex has to be involved or if it can be Pyra, Mythra. I
I
think.
feel like Rex needs to be involved. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
I just
I
want,
would-
I just want
How you,
Pyra.
gonna,
and
Pyra.
Mythra.
how you gonna put fucking Shulk in there? Oh, here's this girl with big tits. Oh, she's not the main character.
Put
She's one
Pyra,
of them.
Mythra. That people don't care about Rex.
I
Man,
reckon
give
we're gonna
me
get Toad.
Yo,
We're
I
gonna
like
get Toad.
Rex.
Toad.
You think
Toad.
Toad?
Man, Toad wait, can Toad exist since he's also a part of Peach's moveset?
No, he's
Yeah,
got to
so-
be Captain
We can
Toad.
pretend
Captain
that's a
Toad.
different Toad.
He's got to be Captain Toad, yo. Because then Captain Toad, he can't jump still in the game in Smash.
That would be something.
That would be like the
How
worst
do you
character.
play?
Yeah, it'd be the worst character. He loses like half of his fucking moves.
He can
That would be
recover.
awful.
He can recover. Maybe he throws his
Well-
bag. You know what I mean? But like,
Do you think an Arms character has any chance?
they
Nah,
should.
I don't
No,
think so.
Arms has an assist trophy.
No, but that's
Yeah.
an Arms guy. That doesn't mean there's other Arms characters, yo. The hell?
I
Yeah,
doubt
but
it.
I mean the most. I don't
Min
think-
Min, my guy. Min Min.
You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Unless they announce like a sequel, that's the only way I could see them.
You got to
putting
get
them.
really creative with their moveset. That's for damn sure.
I think.
To a degree.
would be
Not with Min Min, you wouldn't. She kicks. She punches.
Yeah.
You'd be able to mix
Her
it.
her deflect would be that back kick.
The
That
backwards kick, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, dude. They'd be
I'm going like with what Jude said, like Rex and Rex and Pyra, and I think it could work easy. Either the way the Pokemon trainer used to work, or the way Jogo works, some shit like that. You can do that really easily.
Oh no,
And
that's fine. Yeah.
And I think it's most likely because even I think Sakurai stated, we wanted, like we would have added him, but it was too far in development or some bullshit like that. Meaning they acknowledged the demand for him, like how people wanted him. And considering there's a new Xenoblade coming out, I think having a new Xenoblade rep in there, I think that would work.
That would
I
make
think
sense.
I think all you guys should be ashamed of yourself for not saying Chibi Robo. Sit your ass down.
Well,
somewhere.
I think he'd be cool. I don't think he has the best.
I don't think that's
chance.
realistic
Yeah.
though.
We could get Midna. on Wolf Link or something like that.
Still waiting for Abraham Lincoln.
Again, I mean,
Man, get the fuck you!
the reason I'm
Fuck
thinking
you!
newer because if they were gonna bring one of these older
Holy
characters,
shit.
I think
That
they would
caught
have
me off
already done
guard.
it.
GG, Robert.
I think it's gonna be from a Switch game. I didn't hear Robert's joke. Sorry.
He said Abraham Lincoln.
I said,
Abraham
Oh,
Lincoln.
from Steam, Codename Steam.
From Codename Steam. I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm not even joking though, God damn it! I wanted.
No, I think you got to think. I think you got to think Switch, a game that's on the Switch.
And somebody that's not an ex-president. How about that?
I think you got to think. Just think of some of what's
He's
been the
canonically dead. Get that
bigger
shit out of here.
games on the Switch.
Maybe like Mayor Pauline or something like that.
I'd see that. I could see.
Pauline is possible.
You
Pauline.
could get a
Oh, Pauline. Yeah, that's a good pick.
champion from Breath
I
of
don't
the
think
Wild.
she's
You
thick
could
enough though.
get-
She gotta be kind of
Yeah,
thick.
I mean, all the champions from Breath of the Wild are good ideas.
Zelda
Well,
could use a
What
good
about
new
the
rap.
boy Tom Nook, yo?
Wait, what'd you say, Retro?
I said Zelda could use a good new rap, considering they have basically like two characters, because you have
Three.
Link and you have Zelda, because I don't count fucking Ganondorf or fucking Toon
That's
Link
true.
and Mini Link and Extra Link
I
and
think
Small
you
Link.
can. I
Can
think
I
you
get
should.
some Lady Urbosa?
No, I think you should count Ganondorf. I
Yo,
can
I-
There's three.
He's Captain Falcon. I don't count
no,
Ganondorf.
he's,
Oh, you can, that's not fair.
he's,
I know,
he's
that's
changed.
crazy.
He's
Who came
changed.
first, Ganon or Captain Falcon?
The
Captain Falcon.
Captain-
Oh,
I mean, they're both
in
of-
real.
Well,
They came at the same time.
Technically,
In the game,
Falcon
no.
came first
Yeah,
because
Falcon came first
you
in
had
Smash.
you had Ganon from Zelda.
Ganon wasn't. Ganon wasn't.
Ganondorf was in Ocarina of Time.
But I'm
Well,
saying in a
Well, no,
Smash
Ganon
game.
was-
Ganon
That's
came in
Smash
melee.
wise.
Ganon came in melee.
Ganon came in melee. and so did-
Falcon was in
64.
64. So technically, Falcon was first.
So Falcon
Yeah,
was
I didn't know
first,
he
yeah.
was in
was
N64.
it?
Yeah.
Ganondorf is a clone. He's not an original character. And the fact that they added his sword is cool, but they could have make him fucking Hyrule Warriors Ganon. Then you got a cool fucking Ganon who
Oh,
would fight
man.
Nori.
That's-
I don't
that's-
want this fucking.
Is there any
Ganon
chance of a
fucking
new
clone.
Fire Emblem Three Houses
No,
character?
I don't need it. I don't need it.
I think there's a chance though. I
There
don't.
probably is a chance, but we probably don't need
The
it.
Elder Guard, yo.
They
All
got
right.
enough representation.
So the final answer for me is just going to be a character from a game that came out on the Switch.
From Rhythm Heaven, yo. Get a Rhythm Heaven.
We
bro.
don't have a Rhythm Heaven game.
All right,
I want,
so-
no. Cooking Mama. That's what she
Yo.
We got some good questions on here. We're going to save them for next week because we had quite the discussion. Didn't really need to get the questions as early as last week, but keep asking. We'll get to them eventually.
Just say cooking.
We got back at the backlog of comments.
I'm back at the backlog.
I think Juice wants to do a cover. Yeah.
That's a catchy song.
Juice wants to do a cover, son. That's what I'm waiting for.
Then when I watched Retro's video, it's stuck in my fucking head again.
Oh, shit.
It's great. It's great.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a good series, Robert.
That's why you know YouTube is broken when that shit doesn't get more love.
And then you got what's the other gamer talk dude? He does those funny skits,
Yeah.
and it's like, what, this should
Coloco. I forget.
Oh, that Game Talk, yeah.
Think
Coloco.
Game Talk now, right? That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, I think Game Talk.
He
yeah.
did that one about the ring fit thing, and it was funny as shit.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
He's
I was
funny.
cracking up.
But what
man.
about his editing skills and like doing like green screen shit with?
Yeah, he goes out. That's what I'm saying. YouTube is fucked now, man.
Yeah,
like,
I do feel sorry for him.
He would
He's
blow up
gonna-
on a YouTube proper, but now
Yeah.
it's all fucked up.
Yeah, what was that skit he did where he was like looking at a TV and it was like a cop show and he had all this shit on, like he made a costume.
He did a parody of Busta Rhymes song.
I seen that,
which
yeah.
one- That thing was amazing.
Yeah, I think
Amazing.
that's why you got took down though. For I think
Yeah,
he
he got
in trouble
taken
for it.
down.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. And YouTube is fucked.
Not as amazing as Back at the Backlog, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Some
stuff.
biased shit, yo.
I didn't even see his "Don't Hack Your Switch" one. He kind of reminds me of Freddie Mercury with his mustache. I don't know. From
Yeah, that must.
Oh my god.
We are the champions.
So yeah, let's do
Oh,
some
shit.
quick final thoughts and get out of here and save some stuff for next week because this was a good podcast and
Final thoughts. What are they?
clocked it. You wanna lead us off there?
I don't know.
I don't want to forget you.
Oh God.
That good podcast. Yeah, I was quiet at the beginning. I don't know why. I think I was just listening. Didn't have too much input about the Xbox stuff. You know, because I'm always um in different places with Microsoft these days. You know, but I
I think
do
you were
feel like
sad
they'll
about the way
build.
your wife is playing Link's Awakening. It made you sad.
Oh,
Just
shit.
like you stupid man. But yeah, I think Microsoft got a decent chance of coming back next gen, and but it's all about the games for me. I don't, I only care about the console with Nintendo, because I know that they'll add more to the games as well. But Sony and Microsoft, it has to be about the games, and none of them have fully delivered for me this gen. So they got their work cut out. But yeah, not much else to say. I'm nearly through Link's Awakening already. I think it's visually one of the most pleasing art styles I've ever seen. I think it's gorgeous. I love the remixes of some of the songs. I done one of the easiest bosses ever in the game earlier, which was still super easy, which cracked me up. So I kind of, it's so much glad they didn't change it because it's just so funny. But yeah, I'm loving it. And after I'm done with that, I'm going to go back to Astral Chain, just finish up on that. And then I reckon I'll probably just wait around for Luigi's Mansion or something. But yeah, that's it, man.
All right.
Done.
All right. Robert, you got any final thoughts?
Not a lot. Just it was fun. Check out that retro video, and that was a cool one where I was with retro, and we were together, and
You were together.
Oh
Sounds
God.
suspect, It sounds suspect.
and
I'm not-
me to speak
we're not
French
judging.
for you?
Oh no.
Oui, see.
Oh my God.
I literally was with Robert.
That's what I want.
Oh
What the fuck
my
that
God.
We were together.
That shit was so uncalled for.
and,
Fucking bust him out like that.
also I uploaded a video. Check out. I got. No one really watched it,
That game you played?
Crytek's never gonna send me another game.
That game that no one ever heard of that they sent you a copy of?
Who
Yeah.
was the goose?
So check that out.
What was it called?
Hunt Showdown.
I watched your entire video and I can't even tell you the name of the game.
Damn.
Who
He's
knew? I
lying.
think they think
he didn't watch it.
I did. I watched the whole thing. I
Probably
feel
not.
like they think that's gonna be the next Fortnite type of game is what they're hoping for based on how you explained it.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel. But it's still a solid game though, and so yeah, and but regardless, back in the backlog in a few days. So check that out. That'd be good. And after that,
Yo, this dick ride's ridiculous, man.
Terrell gets all jealous when we hype up Robert's video and song there. He gets a little salty.
Nah, I like the track. I'm not here like, yo, man.
Salt.
Robert,
It sounds
Robert,
like a
man.
jelly. A little jelly over there.
Robert, I
Want some
prefer
grape jelly?
You
syrup.
want some,
I
you want some
prefer
peanut butter with
syrup,
that jelly?
T. I prefer syrup tea.
well, hopefully it doesn't disappoint the new episode, but hopefully it's enjoyable. And yeah, that's it.
All right, Terrell.
Good conversation. I like the whole like state of the industry kind of talks. Those are fun. I'm gonna date people who, for those who've been in the Nintendo YouTube community for a while, you should know this phrase. I'm still repping the N-Dub Nation. I got a T reaction as everything was justified.
Dub. Oh damn.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
No.
generally date someone in the
No.
Is it announced or something?
No. Listen.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, listen, man. I'm so in dub. I can still do the Wii dance with my eyes closed.
Oh, the Wii dance. Oh, goddamn.
All right, I'm gonna
Goddamn.
stop.
I
Good
love the
podcast.
Wii.
It's nothing but a modified Seawalk.
I know it is. That's why it's funny.
We sound like some straight up.
Shout outs to Dr. Trey. Shout outs to Dr.
Yes, sir.
But really good podcast. I really enjoyed the conversation. Resident Evil, I'm still chugging away at that. I have seen Mr. X get hit with a truck, and the man is still not dead. That is a problem. Right now, no, it's not. Well, no, because it's not dead yet. Possibly, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. Right now, I'm trying to save Ada. That's my current mission.
Ada Wong.
Otherwise, yeah, Ada Wong.
Do you think they knew what they were doing when they named her?
What the fuck?
Wong is a common Chinese name. You
I'm
weirdo.
just saying Ada. Ada sounds like
Ada.
8.
I never even thought about that.
Really?
What the hell?
That's the first. I thought someone was joking the first time.
Oh my god!
It sounded like it said
Ada
8
Wong.
Wong.
I
Like-
never thought about that.
Never.
Really?
I
I
never thought about
shit.
that. Wow,
Yeah, that's like-
Juice,
We always made fun of
Juice,
that shit.
Juice, you are
That's
a next
crazy.
level man. I respect.
I mean, this is we're, what 96 when that came out.
you. When I grow up,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
be just like you, Juice. Damn.
I was always wondering, do they know what they're doing with that name? I mean,
I ate a wall.
Ada Wong. Goddamn. I'm never gonna.
Yeah, I
I'm
never
gonna
thought
dude, that's
about
been a
that,
part
you
of
know.
my life for 20 years.
Thanks for fucking it up for me now.
Yeah, but I never thought about this shit before.
Goddamn.
Jesus Christ. and with that being said, life's a game played away. We'll catch you
All
guys
right.
later. Jesus Christ.
Retro death. You
Ada
got any
Wong.
final thoughts?
I gotta go,
That
yo.
Wong shit completely threw me off.
Blew your mind, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. No, because I thought you were talking about dicks at first and shit, man.
Well, that's
Well, I mean,
Well, it
technically.
is.
that it was.
Yeah.
You're talking about eating one. What the fuck?
Oh, man.
You have
I've
to be
missed
so
these
crass
spots.
about it.
Just in case you didn't get it, guys.
Just because you didn't want to eat the dick.
Basically-
Ada didn't want to.
Yeah.
Ada
I
didn't want
missed
to.
these
Ada didn't want to
podcasts,
eat the
man.
wall.
And you know, long duck dong back in that.
Back when it was
16
okay to still
candles.
Back in the backlog.
So Wong dong. It just
Yeah.
in my mind that was always a thing.
The Wong
Goddamn.
Dong with the back in the backlog.
Goddamn you, Juice. Damn you to hell.
I've missed this shit, man. Like every time you like miss like a
That's
week.
just
of the
gonna ruin
podcast,
Resident Evil for me
Yeah.
forever now. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's such a weird.
It only made
thing.
it better for me. I don't know.
Every time he saw Ada, he got a sniffy.
Just don't say her first and last name together ever again.
What you aided in then?
Ada, just what's her last name?
Don't worry about it. W. It's Ada W.
And I do like I like her new character model. They did a good job.
Hey man, she took off her jacket in one of those cutscenes. I was like, hey, let's go.
By the time I played that section, I was on my second playthrough, so I could choose the costume.
Oh, you can.
So I
choose
didn't have her in that coat at all because it looked stupid.
She looked like a fucking spy. You know what pissed me
Yeah.
off? She's so chilled out about every fucking thing. Bitch, I just fought a bunch of zombies, and your ass is just casually
Mhm.
walking through a parking lot in high heels.
Yo, I thought you guys were talking about Spider-Man. You guys talking about Resident Evil?
Jesus Christ!
Wow. Wow. Where have you been? What are you doing right now?
I get there.
Are you guys talking about video games? I thought you were talking about fucking Chinese food.
I'm trying to think I'm trying to think of Spider-Man. I'm like,
Who the fuck is Spider-Man's name? Ada Wong.
What is
Oh,
happening?
Was there an Ada Wong in any of the movies?
no, I was just trying to remember. I'm like,
Close.
I was like, where is she in from Spider-Man? I'm trying to think.
No, in the Resident Evil movies, was she
Where
did?
does Spider-Man come from?
Did
That's
she have a
what I'm talking
character?
I forgot Terrell. You remember Terrell was playing Spider-Man?
Yeah, I beat Spider-Man. Fuck
Yeah,
your
but
game.
I forgot. It's Resident Evil. So,
about. Wow.
it just crossed my mind, Spider-Man.
What the
Goddamn.
fuck?
Goddamn.
What the fuck? Jesus.
All right,
Move
who's
on,
going?
dude.
Whose final thoughts were we on?
I'll just like
Retro.
continue like end it fast and shit and just say that. Yeah, like upload a video where I was with Robert at the Nintendo store and it's amazing and it was a great experience and you guys should go check it out.
And we were together.
So there was a character playing Ada Wong in one of the Resident Evil movies. FYI.
Why did you say it like
Yeah,
that?
it's in that
Robert?
Resident Evil. She's in Resident Evil 2?
I just all of a sudden in the background, just like, we were together.
2 or 3.
like,
Because she showed up.
what? Robert Ada Wong.
And
God
her,
damn.
you know what the actress's name is? Lee
No.
Bing Bing.
God damn, it just won't stop. It doesn't.
Too bad it wasn't Lee Bang Bang. All right, who hasn't gone? T.
I haven't gone. I'm gone though. I'll tell you. Everybody's gone in this podcast.
Oh my god.
Just want to give a shout out to everybody. This truly is one of my favorite things to do every week is get on these podcasts with you guys. It's a lot of fun.
I feel like we've been on a good roll
Always.
since the few debate podcasts we had in a row. I think we've gotten away from that and gotten back to our what makes us good.
Usual
Our normal
self.
strengths.
I
Yeah.
don't know. This podcast has gone all wrong.
It's gone on. It's all wrong.
It's not-
Oh no. Oh,
Jesus
no.
Christ.
That was a good one.
But
Turn it
yeah,
off.
truly though, this is one of the best part of my things for the week, and I look forward to the podcast with you guys, and maybe we'll all get together
I hope so.
Can we
and
stop?
be,
Just
and be
stop.
together at some point
In one room
Stop.
together,
in one room.
Stop it!
and we can all
done with
sing.
you, all of you.
I'm
all
back at
singing.
the back log.
We're on fire right now. On fire.
Jesus Christ!
Juice is on fire tonight. I tell you, that's good stuff.
Wait, this is ridiculous.
Oh shit! All right, so T, that it.
That's it for me.
All right. I want to say I'm a big fan of a Mexican weather reporter in the last couple
Oh
weeks.
Jesus!
Yannette Garcia.
Shout out.
She's got a YouTube channel. She got an Instagram.
What's
We gotta get
Very
on the
talented.
podcast, yo. We gotta
What
get
is
on the-
happening?
Very talented.
In the fucking stream, yo.
Like, get on the podcast.
So anyway, I finished
In the
Astral
goddamn
Chain
stream.
Saturday night. I beat the boss, and I don't know if I didn't really love the final boss. I didn't hate it, but I was a little disappointed. I guess it was he was kind of a prick, he or she, and it took me I think 3 tries. It's fine that I died, but I just didn't really feel like it took advantage of the combat that much. But overall, it was a really good game. And I started not a second full play. I went back to the files that I hadn't gotten I missed some of the, chat, whatever, however you want to call them, the missions within each file. And I'm going to go through probably, now I'm OP though. I'm going back to file 2. I'm just destroying everybody, which is cool because you got all your Legion available and stuff. But good game. I'd probably put it mid 8, maybe in between 8.5, 8 to 9 somewhere. And I really enjoyed that one. And other than that, I think I'm going to pick up Link's Awakening probably next week. I might pick up Ori and the Blind Forest on the Switch just because
What about Untitled Goose Game, yo?
I know it's only $15, but it's like from various reports 1 to 3 hours, and I'm just like, I'll wait till it's on sale. It looks really cool though, but it's too short for that. But
Till it's on cartridge.
yeah, I'm definitely. I want to play Link's Awakening again. It's just I wanted to finish Astral Chain, and then
Oh yeah, I did want to share my. It's not a story, but I bought Link's Awakening. I got the stupid edition that we didn't get here, and I paid even more stupid prices because obviously it's from across the pond over there. So I'm still waiting on my copies. So
And did
I
you?
haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, and you're still waiting on Daemon X Machina.
Still waiting on Damon. It should be in here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I went to the post office today. They said it should be arriving in the next few days. Give it a chance. I'm like, well, hurry up, there, motherfucker.
Yeah, what
Someone's waiting.
Sent that shit to Retro. It was there 2-3 days later. And
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how it works.
So,
I don't get that.
but like I've been in a weird funk where I haven't watched any new movies or anything lately. Like, so I'm
Movies
like,
this year kind of sucked. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty behind on some stuff.
But I think I might pick up Ori and the Blind Forest again, like I was saying, just because it's such a great game, and I just want to support, a great game on the Switch, even though it doesn't have a physical. It doesn't. That's really. I mean, I don't mind that part of it. I just know Nintendo, you know, they don't like to bring stuff over, even though I have it on Steam. So
Well, it's not physical anywhere though.
no, it isn't. But I would highly recommend. I mean, try the demo. If you didn't try the demo, like, give it a shot. It's an amazing game, and you know, it's
Soundtrack.
oh, the music's just phenomenal. So
Yeah.
good stuff, and great podcast. T, I agree. Like when we have like one of these great discussions, it's just like it's definitely the highlight of the week for me as well, and appreciate everybody's been sticking with us. Views have been down, but you know we still have our core live viewers every week. You know we're not getting hundreds of viewers and thousands of views anymore, but I still just have just as much fun. We'll still keep doing it, and yeah. So thanks to everybody. Thanks to the podcast group. Thanks to you guys for making it as fun as it is, and everybody for tuning in. So we'll be back next week. Do it all again. Peace.